All right, Canadian Express 556. My apologies for that. Let me just pull up the Sudbury weather for you here. Canadian Express 556. Sudbury weather. I've got winds showing 110 magnetic at 6. The altimeter 2981. Reported visibility is 3 miles in light snow with overcast clouds at 4,000. I take it you're looking for the IFR clearance there?
Yeah, IFR to Summer Beaver, Planet off 04.
All right, stand by while I just have a quick look at it. And Canadian Express 556. You're cleared to your destination via via the Sudbury 2 departure and your flight plan route. Departure runway 04, squawk code 0575.
04, Sudbury 2, flight plan route 0575, Connect Express 556.
Canadian Express 556. That readback is all correct. Your clearance is valid now. Cancelled if not airborne by, let's call it 1600 Zulu. You can go to the Unicom for advisories and call me this frequency airborne.
You're valid now, and we'll call you airborne, and clearance is valid until 1600 Zulu for Connect Express 556. We'll be starting taxi shortly. Cheers.
Transcender Canada 1246 on taxiway Alpha.
All right, Air Canada 1246, Toronto, good day. Thanks for calling. You're cleared to your destination via the Beats 2 departure, Foxy transition flight plan route. Departure runways 23, squawk code 0524.
Roger, clear to Liberia via the Best 2 departure Foxy transition flight plan route will depart 23 and squawking 0524 Air Canada 1246.
Air Canada 1246, that readback is all correct. Information November will be current if I can ever get it up and running here. The altimeter in Toronto is 2984. Continue taxi Alpha Hotel and advise ready holding short.
Roger, we'll continue taxiing Alpha Hotel. We have the altimeter 2984, and we'll pick up the ATIS when it becomes available for Air Canada 1246.
Why can I not? There it is. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to get status and
Center, Air Canada 139.
Air Canada 139, Toronto, good day.
Good day, this is Air Canada 139. We're at gate 143. We're an Airbus 320 Nero. We have our ATIS, we just listened to 9084 in the box. We'd like IFR today to Calgary.
And Air Canada 139, good day. You're cleared to Calgary via the AVSIP 6 departure, music transition, flight plan route. Departure runway is 23, squawk code 0514.
Today will be the AB6 departure, music transition, flight plan route. We'll squawk 0514, and we will expect runway 23 Air Canada 139.
Air Canada 139, thanks. That readback is all correct. Push back at your discretion and call when you're ready for taxi, please.
We'll call when ready to taxi Air Canada 139.
Cannot even get this ATIS up and running here because I'm just so busy. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to another live stream of Toronto here. We're going to be, let's see, arriving 24, right? Departing runway 23, as is kind of the standard westbound configuration in Toronto these days. Let's get an ATIS up and running here. And for some reason it wants to, there it is. That is a Toronto ATIS. That's what I'm looking for. And there we go. All right, now we got a Toronto.
Center, hello, Air Canada 450 with you, passing down through 5,000, expecting ILS 07 at Ottawa.
Air Canada 450, Toronto, good day. Squawk code 0564. You can plan the ILS 07, descend 3000.
All right, squawk 0564 and down to 3000 for Canada 450.
All right, guys. George Spartan, I saw you said hi. Good morning. Hello. Would you give French service if I were to fly out of Ottawa today? I will do my absolute best. I am not a natural-born French speaker, but I do my best to provide service in your preferred language. Air Canada 450, thanks. You're identified. The altimeter in Ottawa is 299.6. The winds are 070 at 12. And descend 3000 via Visol. Cleared ILS 07.
All right, Captain 3000, clear Visol and cleared for the ILS 07 for Air Canada 450.
Air Canada 450, thanks.
Toronto Air Canada 1246, holding short 23, ready to go.
Air Canada 1246 Toronto, contact me airborne. Winds are 250 at 7, clear for takeoff, runway 23.
Takeoff runway 23 will talk to you airborne, Air Canada 1246.
All right, I have one problem here, and that is that I have track IR running up here, and it is, of course, capturing and refusing to acknowledge my F7s. There we go. That's what I'm looking for. All right, so that's not the right one. Close that. That's the right one. And then we also need a radar view of Ottawa's. Ottawa 07. Perfect. Air Canada 450, the Ottawa winds 07012. You're clear to land, runway 07.
Clear to land 07, Air Canada 450.
And I need CYOW ground. That's what I'm looking for there. Although I probably should just bring it up on this view because then I can just sort of keep that as my radar view on the left side. So I'll do that. I'll close it over here and keep it on my radar. Keep this as radar only. All right. Wow. Okay. Awesome. Speaking me a bit, but I guess you'll switch to English mid-flight if Toronto, or would you do the whole thing in French? Yeah. Technically, anything outside of Ottawa, Ottawa falls normally under Montreal, so it is bilingual ATC, and I am capable of providing bilingual ATC. But yeah, once you get outside of
Canada 1246, passing 1200.
Toronto Canadian Express 556, 2700, Sudbury 2.
All right, okay, at 1246, you're identified. Climb 5000.
Climbing 15,000, Air Canada 1246.
And Canadian Express 556, squawk it in. Canadian Express 556, thank you very much. Identified. Climb 6000.
6000, Canadian Express 556.
Oh, it's a long way, actually. And Canadian Express 556, proceed direct Fralk on course.
Direct Falcon on course, Canadian Express 556.
All right. There we go. Now I got his flight plan up there. Now I can see where he's trying to go. All right, this guy is almost landed. I did clear him to land. A busy little morning here in the Toronto FIR. Okay, 1246. Let's see here. He is.
And Center from Canadian Express 556. Any chance to get a report on the tops?
Canadian Express 556. I've got nobody up in that area right now, so I'm afraid I don't know at all.
Okay, we'll write it out for now, and we'll keep you informed. Yeah, I figured you didn't have too many people up north.
Not right now, but yeah, let me know if we do break out for anybody else that might come up behind you. Air Canada 450, welcome to Ottawa. Taxi Bravo back to the apron and have yourself a good day.
Any chance for 10,000?
Taxi Bravo for Air Canada 450 to the gate. Thanks for the help. Okay.
Air Canada 1246, proceed direct Oakville on course.
Direct Oakville on course, Air Canada 1246.
Canadian Express 556, I think I stepped on you. Confirm you wanted to climb to 10,000?
Yeah, we'll put 10,000 on request for Canadian Express 556, and we'll see if we find the tops.
Canadian Express 556, that's approved. Climb 10,000. If you want to stop at 8, just let me know.
10,000, we'll stop at 8. We'll let you know, Canadian Express 556. Thanks.
And his flight plan to show 10,000 as the final. So welcome back to the stream, everybody. It's been a couple days since I've seen everybody, but more than a couple days. It's been a hectic week or so of work. Where am I here? There I am. Hey. I always forget to activate that webcam. The default view does not have the webcam on, so I always forget to turn it on. So hello, everybody. Welcome to the stream. Okay, we're finally like a little bit established and on top of what's going on here. And that's always the way it is when you first kind of log on to VATSIM. It's always a bit chaotic for the first little bit here. I did that wrong. I don't like that. Let's do it after. There we go. That's what I want. So I got my center high view, my center low view, which is not really technically correct because it's I kind of keep my low view more as a zoomed in kind of lower area here at the south, which is usually where it's busier, so it kind of makes some sense, but it's not really a correct correlation. But anyways, I like to have that sort of as a separate view that's open, so I can kind of keep this area, which is generally much more congested, much busier.
Okay, just 5 to 6. You can show the majority of the tops are around 7,800. Tops for some of the build-ups are looking to be around the 8,500 to 9,000 range. We'll keep climbing 10.
Canadian Express 556, thank you for the report. If I get anybody else out that direction, I will pass it along. Thanks. And I'm just making a PIREP here, just on a post-it note. Just if anybody else comes along that way again. Air Canada 1246, climb flight level 230.
Level 230, Air Canada 1246.
There. Now we got this guy here. All right, so yeah. So welcome back to the stream, everybody. It's been a little while. It's been a busy week or so. I know I haven't done any flight streaming lately. For those of you guys that, of course, love the flight streaming, and I do have some of that planned up. Probably this weekend. I'm looking at probably Saturday morning, I'm hoping, because I do have to work again on Sunday. But I'm hoping on Saturday morning I am going to get some flight streaming done. Yeah, part of the reason why I'm here in the Toronto FIR today, and part of what I'm going to hope to accomplish there with that stream, for those of you that have been keeping track on my channel.
Air Canada 139, ready to taxi facing south. We're just directly ahead of Alpha Juliet. Air Canada 139.
Air Canada 139, Toronto. The information is November, altimeter 2984, runway 23, taxi Alpha and hotel.
Alpha Juliet, Alpha, hold short, hotel, and then hold short runway 23, and we will check for the information here shortly. Air Canada 139.
Canada 139, Rich. Yeah, so for those of you that have been following along on my flight streaming episodes, you probably know that my sort of project right now, if you will, my little mission is the Cross Canada Tour, where we're going to just tour some of the better airports that are available in Microsoft Flight Simulator. Probably for those of you that keep your ear to the ground in the Microsoft Flight Simulator world, you know what that means when I say the better airports now. So the first leg of that, or the first episode of that, we did Halifax over to Moncton, and then Moncton over to Montreal. Halifax is great FSIM studio scenery. It's beautiful. It's fantastic. Moncton, I forget who the developer is. I bought it on the Aerosoft website. I'm going to look it up right now because I'm tired of forgetting. Just pull open my web browser here for a second. And just figure out who it is because it's beautiful scenery and I always forget who the developer is. I know is it Aerosoft themselves? Yeah, it is. It's Aerosoft themselves that actually, I guess, produce this Starport. There it is. It's on their Starport Sceneries. Yeah, Starport Sceneries. Okay. Yeah, Starport Sceneries was who produced this scenery. So, anyways, it's really nice, beautiful Moncton scenery. So we went from there, and then we went to Montreal, where there's a really good freeware scenery available. It hasn't really changed for about the last 2 years, but it is a good freeware scenery. So then that's where we sort of left off on our first episode. So the second episode, I had originally intended to go to Ottawa because Ottawa had a fantastic has a fantastic airport, fantastic scenery out there for what's it called? What am I trying to say here? From Roman Designs had produced some absolutely beautiful Ottawa scenery. And so that was sort of my next stop. So we're going to do Montreal, hop over to Ottawa, and then from Ottawa, originally I was going to head up towards either Sault Ste. Marie or Winnipeg. That changed this week, and again, hopefully most of you guys know what I'm talking about because the reason why I'm here in Toronto is because we have something beautiful to look at here in Toronto finally.
Rob, very good morning, Toronto Center, Delta 222, crossing your airspace from the southwest. I'm not sure if you wanted us to check in, but I can't pass up an opportunity to hear your voice. But 0390, hope you're well.
Delta 222 Toronto, hello sir, squawk 0511.
Squawk 0511, and smokes we're going to get from Navs today, I suppose.
Either works for me. just trying to get the Speedbird here to call me because I see him there and he hasn't called me yet. So he's going down to Philly. Vegas to
Toronto Control, good day.
I'm just not sure whether to call you center or captain.
Today we're putting on the center hat. All right, first of all, Delta 222, thank you. You're identified. Flight level 390, welcome.
Thank you.
And Speedbird 5008, was that you calling?
It's Caribbean Airlines 5008.
I'm sorry, I must be dyslexic. Caribbean 5008. Toronto, good day. You ready for the clearance to Philadelphia?
Yes, I'm good with the clearance. Caribbean 508.
Caribbean 5008, you're cleared to Philadelphia. Regus for departure, Phillipsburg transition and flight plan route. Departure runway is 23, squawk code 0557.
0557 on the squawk and cleared to Philadelphia via the Regus for departure. Papa Sierra Bravo. That's fine. Caribbean 5008.
Caribbean 5008, that readback is all correct. Information November in Toronto. You ready to start taxiing now?
Just let me get a scope in.
Caribbean 508, Roger. Let me know when you're ready.
Then film it 05 second the squawk.
Caribbean 5008, it's squawk 0557.
0557.
Air Canada 1246 Toronto, continue climb, flight level 340.
Level 340, Air Canada 1246.
And Caribbean 5008, thank you. You should just see an Air Canada Airbus just off your left side there, northbound on Alpha. Behind him, taxi Alpha Hotel, the altimeter Toronto 2984.
Traffic inside and taxi via Alpha Hotel and copy the QNH, Caribbean 508.
Yeah, so as I was saying, the whole reason why I've sort of why I picked Toronto for today's flight, for today's ATC stream, and why we're going to change up the plan for my flight stream, which is probably going to happen on Saturday morning, is currently the plan, is because yesterday, after many, many months of awaiting, FlyTampa released their Toronto scenery. So look at this over here, Microsoft Flight Simulator. I parked myself here in a citation down here somewhere, but Microsoft Flight Simulator, we now have proper Toronto scenery. And it is just a thing of beauty to look at. I mean, it's just as good as the P3D version was and better. I did not hesitate the second they said it was released, as soon as I got home anyways. I was all over that. And right now, I got to say, it's not too bad on the frame rates. Let me just see if I can just get this drone to move a little faster here because it defaults to a very slow speed. So let's just pick that up. Now that'll move nice and quick there. Absolutely fantastic scenery, as you can see here. Right now, of course, winter effects are going on in full tilt. Air Canada 1246 Toronto. You've left my airspace to the south. Cleveland's not online. Switch to en route frequency. Surveillance service terminates, and have a good day.
Roger, over to Unicom. Thanks so much for your service, Rob. Have a great day. Air Canada 1246.
All right. Yeah, sorry. Just typing a little note there, but yes, this will welcome to Toronto in Microsoft Flight Simulator. It finally looks the way it should. I've noticed a few tiny little glitches, nothing crazy. The way the pavement effects sort of work with the snow, it's a little bit odd. Some areas of the airport are fully snow covered and others are not. So it's a little odd, but overall, like the effect is great. And allow me to show you when you come down here. Look at that. I don't know how well you can see that on stream, but you can see right through the bloody terminals, which is just absolutely fantastic. It's not terribly realistic inside, and I mean, at the end of the day, I think that comes down to, of course, trying to make it a reasonable frame rate inside. It's just generic seating. This upper level here is kind of correctly oriented, but the seating is very sparse inside. That being said, of course, that will keep the frame rate reasonable. There is a little bit of advertisement. There's enough in here that if you're looking in from the outside, it kind of has a little bit of life to it. And that's what really matters, I think. You don't need to appear perfect inside. I'd rather you focus the energy on outside where you're going to see more. But my gosh. But my gosh, it's just such a nice thing to have, and we are going to thus fly to it this weekend and just celebrate the fact that FlyTampa has released this scenery at long last. Toronto is back on the map in Microsoft Flight Simulator. Delta 222, pity it was a short stay, but you can switch the onboard frequency. Surveillance service terminates. Have yourself a good rest of the day, and we will talk to you soon.
All right, we appreciate you coming on. Thanks for the few minutes. It was nice. Over to Unicom, and you take care. Have a great day. Delta 222.
Roger, you too. And even over here, and this is one of the things that I kind of use as a bit of a benchmark, is right over here, the for lack of a better word, the Golf Pier, because that's the F Pier really, the EF Pier. The gates down here are still actually labeled inside as F90 through 99 or whatever, 86 through 99. But this whole side of the terminal is brand spanking new as of just before COVID, so 2 years old. Before it was kind of clunky, just like this side, and now it's beautiful. Like these jetways are look the way they're supposed to. There are glass jetways on this side. Some of the ground equipment is missing, but they modeled this area. So the model is not only just a bit converted, but it has been updated to best resemble exactly what's kind of going on in Toronto right now. Even as far as, and I just noticed it just now, I didn't even think to look before, but it looks like there is a new FBO down here on the south side of the field. It looks like it is modeled. So this is a fully now up-to-date, taxiways Yankee and Zulu down here at the south end, along with the FBO down here, are now modeled. It's a little bit generic perhaps, but the taxiways nevertheless are here. I've never really been down at this end, to be honest, so I don't know if this is totally really accurate or not. It looks like these are customized buildings. That looks like the police building. That's the Peel Police. Yeah, see, there's the Peel Police building. So I don't know how accurate these are really. I thought there was a hangar down here, but anyways, the taxiways exist down here. So the airport has been updated to match what's going on in. I guess I need to keep this view open so I can see what's going on. And Air Canada 139, are you ready? Nope, lost him. I am transmitting, right? Where's my Air Canada 139 Toronto? Are you ready?
Yep, okay, we just jumped frequencies there. This Air Canada, we're holding short at hotel, runway 23.
Air Canada 139, thank you. Contact me once you're airborne. The wind's 230 at 7. You're clear for takeoff, runway 23.
Clear takeoff, runway 23. Call you when airborne. Air Canada 139.
Somebody just took off from Sault Ste. Marie without talking to anybody. What up with that? Controlled airport. Check your charts, buddy. Check your charts. Yeah, but I like having.
De Toronto, bonjour. Air Canada 732 à Ottawa pour une autorisation IFR Toronto.
Air Canada 732 Toronto, bonjour. Vous êtes autorisé Toronto, Ottawa 4 départ et route quelques déposés. Départ piste 07 et affiché 0550.
Roger, on est autorisé à Toronto via le départ Ottawa 4, route de Plansval, départ piste 07, on affiche 0550 Air Canada 732.
Air Canada 732, merci. Rédacteur exact. Refoulement de démarrage, votre discussion. Appelez-moi après pour circuler.
On rappelle prêt à circuler Air Canada 732, merci.
Caribbean 5008 Toronto, behind the departing 320, line up runway 23.
Behind the 320, line up runway 23, Caribbean 500.
I don't want to look away from this ground view too long while stuff is kind of a little bit going on here, but yeah, just absolutely fantastic what this airport now looks like, and I'm just so stoked to start flying it because I've just avoided Toronto. It's my favorite. It's one of my favorite airports because it is my home airport, but I have avoided it quite extensively in Microsoft Flight Simulator because it did not look like this. It looked horrendous, terrible. Even the number of cars that are parked around this airport is quite something, like the number of details, and yet I am maintaining a frame rate, I'm looking up here in the corner, of over 40 frames per second. Now, I have loaded up just pretty much almost a default airplane. I loaded up the working title CJ4, so it's not exactly a high-end airplane, but nevertheless, this is triple the frame rate I was ever able to maintain in the P3D era, with scenery that looks many times better. Same models, but obviously more trees and just a lot more detail. The train still goes back and forth if it's there somewhere. I think I see it there. There it is. Train still goes back and forth. It even stops at the station and everything. Like, just absolutely phenomenal. I'm so excited that this is finally, feels like that horizon's not quite level there. Finally available in Microsoft Flight Simulator. So you can bet we're going to be doing some flying from that. We are going to be taking full advantage of that in the next little while.
Charles Air Canada passing 2100 or 2200 for 5,000, heading 245.
Air Canada 139, thank you. You're identified. Climb 7,000.
Climb 7,000, Air Canada 139.
Caribbean 5008, Toronto. Contact me airborne. Let's see. The winds are 250 at 7. You're clear for takeoff. Runway 23.
Kentucky Airborne, clear takeoff runway 23, Caribbean 500.
There's this FedEx guy that took off from Sault Ste. Marie that's not calling me. And I got a UPS guy out of Hamilton. So we got all sorts of stuff going on today. It's going to be a fun little day. I like it. I figured it would. I figure it's going to be busy in Toronto for the next little while as people really want to fly this scenery here. Let's see, Hamilton 30. Yeah, pretty much splitting the difference with the winds at 210. So I'll let them decide what they want to do. It's very slightly favoring 30, but very slightly. Air Canada 139, turn right direct AVSEP on course.
Turn right direct AB6. Air Canada. Oh, pardon me. To where?
Air Canada 139, turn right direct AVSEP on course.
Direct ABSET, Air Canada 139.
Sometimes I get excited and I speak so fast I don't even. I know, and it's something, and it's funny because as an instructor, I tell my students all the time, don't speak too fast. If you speak too fast, you're going to end up wasting more time because you're going to have to repeat yourself.
Control, Caribbean 508 Airborne.
Caribbean 5008, say you're passing altitude.
Caribbean 5008, passing 1,600 feet.
Caribbean 5008, thank you. Identified, climb 7,000.
Climb 7,000, Caribbean 508.
Air Canada 139, climb flight level 230.
Climb flight level 230, Air Canada 139.
The only thing that disappoints me greatly is that we don't have tower view available in Euroscope anymore. It's there, but it really is not workable. Caribbean 5008, turn left direct Dewsum on course, climb 15,000.
Left direct Dewsum, climb 150, Caribbean 508.
Gretch. Okay, he's not pushing yet. We got this one guy. So I should probably pull up a ground view for Hamilton as well, so I'm ready to go. Because the important thing is to be ready to go when you're working like a center, a high-level position, and you're covering a lot of lower positions at the same time. Why do I not have a Hamilton ground view? I should have a Hamilton ground view. Oh, for crying out loud. Okay, fine. We'll make one. I'm surprised I don't have one. There it is. Yeah, when you're covering the high-level sectors, Wheels 247, hey, how's it going? You need to be always ahead of things just because there's always so much going on. You need to kind of always be a couple of steps ahead of what's going on. So super important to bring up stuff like this ahead of time. So anywho, yeah, guys, I'm super excited about this Toronto scenery. I'm going to fly it a little bit. It almost makes me regret a little bit selecting an American airline for Pilot's Life. It really came out of left field. It really came out of nowhere, this Toronto release. And anybody that's watching, I think most of you guys who know that if you know enough to watch my channel, you probably know enough. You kind of have your ear to the ground, certainly with regards to some of the flights and stuff. And FlyTampa Toronto has traditionally been one of the best sceneries out there. However, of course, in the P3D and the FSX era, it was also one of the most heavy on performance. Really, really just slowed my sim down to a crawl every time, but I couldn't deal with like having like not, and I didn't even have like everything maxed out by any means. I had a kind of mid-level, but just couldn't deal with not having like a high level of scenery in Toronto. So I always suffered through that low frame rate slideshow on the way into Toronto. But it looks like the performance is quite good. Microsoft's taking advantage of Microsoft Flight Simulator's performance tweaks to make the most of the scenery and put the best scenery they can out there. Caribbean 5008, climb flight level 230.
Flight level 230, Caribbean 508.
It looks really good. I was a little worried when I heard that they had released it kind of very suddenly, that it was going to be not quite totally finished, not quite totally detailed. And the biggest reason I say that is because, of course, I think they released it when they did. They were a little bit prompted by what is it, Reg Scenery, RG Scenery, Red Scenery, that released their version of Toronto for Microsoft Flight Simulator 2 days ago. They announced like about a week ago that they were going to release it. They dropped a trailer. It looked pretty decent. But the overwhelming consensus on the internet was, we want to know when FlyTampa is releasing, because people really wanted to fly Toronto. It's an airport that's was hard to fly the default, because the default is just so bleh. So as soon as somebody said, "Oh, hey, we're releasing a Toronto scenery," everyone was like, "Oh, that sounds good." But we know FlyTampa's working on it. We know they've been working on it for a while. We know it's kind of one of their next scheduled releases. Should I buy this scenery, or should I wait for FlyTampa to release? That was the general consensus, I think, across most of the flight sim community, was we kind of want to wait and see what FlyTampa has to say, if they're coming out soon, if they're going to be doing if what their pricing is, what their release date is. And then, of course, like basically the day that scenery released, FlyTampa said we will release our scenery the next day or two. So I feel like FlyTampa suddenly felt the pressure to really get their scenery out there. I feel like they were, yeah, they were triggered at least a little bit by this scenery releasing. I don't know if they had planned to release it this soon, or if they kind of rushed it out, and I'm worried that they rushed out the door when it wasn't fully ready. I mean, it looks good. Don't get me wrong. This scenery looks fantastic. I cannot pick out too many things that are really wrong with it. The train animation obviously is there. The transparent textures and everything are there. I haven't tested out the jet bridges, because it's literally, I installed this last night. But it looks good. I kind of want to just put it to a summer day, just so you can see what it looks like in the summer as well. If I turn off the live weather for a little bit there you go. Now you can see the detail level for this summer day, and all the stuff is here. Of course, the roadways that go under the taxiways and apron are quite well modeled. When you get really close, you see that the textures are a little bit grainy, but you've got to make some kind of a compromise. So grass textures are perhaps a little bit grainy, but the pavement textures look really good. Even when you get up close to them, they look really good. They take full advantage of Microsoft Flight Simulator's texturing capabilities there. Lots and lots of vehicles and details like that, trucks and everything around the whole airport here. Airport fencing, lampposts, a lot of the stuff here is modeled. The ground textures, yeah, they are a little bit unclean, but at the same time, most of the time you're not going to be viewing these grass areas from close up. You're going to be viewing them from far away. So this is as close to the you're going to be viewing them as you taxi. So this is where you're going to see these ground textures from. So the road looks just fine from here, really. It doesn't look at all kind of clumpy or anything like that. So I think it looks great. But it's crazy how they leapt to release it as soon as they had a competitor out there, and it's amazing what competition does in this world. I'm a FlyTampa loyalist. It's not that I don't want to give the new senior developers their due and give them a chance, but knowing that FlyTampa was working on this for a long time and what they've done in the past, I wanted to give them the credit with this one. Caribbean 5008, continue climb, flight level 310.
Climb flight level 310, Caribbean 508.
Air Canada 139, continue climb, flight level 280.
Continue climb to 280, Air Canada 139.
Yeah, so I said to myself, I probably want to wait to see what FlyTampa Toronto looks like, or at least hear what they're going to say. I figured as soon as this. All right, hopefully this is working again. My apologies, everybody. My internet just decided to packet it right there for a minute, and it happens, unfortunately, all too often these days. So let's see if I can get everything reconnected here. My audio for VATSIM now. Client seems to have crashed. It does not seem to like me at all. We did seem to make it back online, though, so that's good. Get that ATIS back up. I'm going to have to kill audio for VATSIM here by the looks of it, because it looks like it completely died. So my apologies to everybody watching the stream there, that it just sort of decided to just decided to die right there, and I had to. It was so long that now it's probably going to be completely restarted as a new stream here. But let's see if we can get it working here again. Even my other computer here does not seem to like it. The whole network, the whole internet just sort of went offline there. So come on. Yeah, audio for VATSIM did not like it. We just sort of lost connection to the internet, and it did not like that. So we got to restart it here. If I can find it, give me a second. All right, there it goes. So my apologies, guys. That was kind of annoying. That was really annoying, in fact. Yeah, and my internet has been doing that lately. Like once a day, it'll just like completely go down, and the only thing that ever seems to work is rebooting the router. Okay, at a 139 Toronto, how do you read? Nope, not connected yet. You know what? I gotta recheck these settings now. You spend so much time setting this stuff up. Very annoying when it fails on you. Yeah, it seems to be there. Okay, that's good. All right, let me put that on that. All right, and give it a couple seconds. Air Canada 139 Toronto, how do you read? It's gonna take a few minutes for audio for VATSIM to reconnect, I think. Come on. Air Canada 139 Toronto, how do you read? Aha. And I see the receive light on, but I'm not getting anything. All right, I'm not getting anything from you guys. Give me a moment while I figure this out. And I'm sorry, guys. Yeah. So that's fine. Why is this not working now? That should be working. All right. And Air Canada 139, how do you read? I guess you guys are hearing me on voice. I don't hear anybody responding yet.
Yeah, can you see the light come on? This is Air Canada 139 12345.
Air Canada 139, yes. Now, thank you. I got you 5x5. It always takes the system a little while to kind of get caught up. But I was just making sure my audio settings were correct. Thank you for your patience.
It's our pleasure because you do a fantastic job. Help you out anytime, Air Canada 139.
Yeah, thank you. Caribbean 5008, if you're still here with Toronto, you've left my airspace to the south. Sorry, I disappeared there for a minute. You can switch the en route frequency. Surveillance service terminates. He's going to count already. And Canadian Express 556, just want to check you're still with me.
With you, 10,000, Express 556.
And Canadian Express 556, thank you very much for that. The Timmins altimeter for you, 2982.
2982, Express 556, thanks.
And Air Canada 7132 Toronto, I just want to make sure you're still on frequency. Air Canada 732, êtes-vous avec moi?
Tout le monde se toujours avec vous et on a pris à circuler.
Air Canada 732, merci. Piste 07 vent 07011, altimètre 2992. Circulez, tablier votre discrétion et Charlie, traversez 1-4.
Roger, on circule via Charlie et on traverse la 1-4 pour le Canada 732. Merci.
See? I was not expecting to practice my French today. That's the funniest thing about this. I log on to Toronto. The last thing I expect is to do much French, but I will happily try to accommodate. I'm not complaining. I will happily accommodate people at what do I try to say here? Yeah, I will happily try and accommodate people on, if they're operating in Ottawa's airspace, which is normally a bilingual airspace because normally it's covered by Montreal, and Toronto just sort of takes control of it when Montreal's not around, just to provide a little bit of better service. And it really works quite well as a system. I've got to say, this agreement works fantastic because then we get pardon me, lots of flights between Ottawa and Toronto, and you get full wall-to-wall ATC if the center's online from one end to the other, which is just great. So it's nice to see the FIRs get together, cooperate over this sort of thing. So Wheels 24/7. I saw that you were on the last stream. You said just looked at the website and it does look great. And I'm not sure if you're talking about the FlyTampa or the Red Scenery Designs Toronto. And I have to say both of them looked great. The one thing that sort of came up, and it seemed like a little bit of a cop-out for the Red Scenery Designs, and I hate to sort of harp on it too much, but they did not put gate numbers on any of the gates. And that is a little bit... it is Toronto Centre, yes. What do I have written down at the bottom of the screen? Yeah, I do have Toronto Centre written at the bottom of the screen. What was I trying to say? Yeah, yeah, the one thing that Red Design sort of copped out a little bit on is they didn't put gate numbers on any of the gates, and then they said, well, we felt all the gates are generic models, so we felt it would be too much effort to customize all the gates. But then they took all this time to make this beautiful interiors of the airport. In the hierarchy of trying to operate a flight, a flight simulation, stuff outside the terminal takes precedence over stuff inside the terminal. And certainly things like gate numbers, that's very important because you need to see what gate you're going to, especially if you're picking or assigned a particular gate, you want to see where that gate is. You don't want to see, what am I trying to say? Like you don't want to just be guessing what gate you're going to. So I was a little disappointed about that, and the response that they gave, and it really felt like a bit of a cop out. I hate to say it, and I don't want to disparage them too much because I really do want to encourage new developers to come in. It's a bit frustrating when new developers kind of duplicate efforts, especially knowing that FlyTampa was working on Toronto and it was one of the next releases. Like it's a little bit gutsy to go up against FlyTampa. They do have a reputation for producing some of the best scenery in flight simulators out there. So to go head to head with them, especially on a project that's as big as Toronto, it's gutsy. It's absolutely gutsy. I can't afford to spend money on 2 Torontos. I don't have the need for 2 Torontos really, so I'm going to probably go with the one that I know will be really good because FlyTampa has proven in the past they are really good at what they do. I am looking forward to their Boston as well. I think that's going to be a fantastic scenery when that comes out. The other interesting bit of news that came down the pipe this last week, for those of you that are heavily into the flight sim news and paying attention to what goes on, is the fact that VATSIM announced the airports for CTP westbound coming up in pretty much 1 month. It's April 2nd, so a month and a day from now will be the westbound version of Cross the Pond. And the airports were announced this week, and I have to say, wow, for Canada,
Charles Center, good
wow.
afternoon. It's UPS 106 Heavy with you on the ground, Hamilton, looking for clearance to Halifax. And we've got information, Oscar.
UPS 106, I'll be right back with you. Canada 732 Toronto. Appelez-moi en vol, vent 07. 07011 Raphaël 16. Autorisé décollage 07.
On vous rappelle à l'envol, autorisé à décoller piste 07 Air Canada 7132.
UPS 106 Toronto. The winds in Hamilton I have here are kind of splitting the difference. I assume you probably don't want 24. The winds are showing 240 at 13. Did you want runway 30 for departure?
Yeah, we're going to request 304 at UPS 106.
All right, UPS 106, you are cleared to Halifax via the Monroe 2 departure. Radar vectors Sutal flight plan route. Depart runway 30, squawk code 0576.
Okay, UPS 106 is clear to the Hamilton Airport via the Monroe 2 radar vectors to Sutal flight plan route. Departure will be runway 30 and 0576 on the squawk, UPS 106.
UPS 106, that readback is all correct. Start up and push back at your discretion. Call me when you're ready for taxi.
Push to start our discretion, we'll call for taxi, UPS 106.
Canadian Express 556 Toronto, the Chapleau altimeter 29er 79er.
2979, Canadian Express 556.
Canada 732, on passe 900 pour 5000.
Canada 713 Toronto, identifié, montez 13 000 pieds.
On monte à la pied, Air Canada 732.
Yeah, so I'm really excited. So yeah, the airports for across the pond westbound were released, and we have not one, not two, but three Canadian airports as destinations this year for across the pond westbound. We have based on the voting, I believe Vancouver did very strongly in the voting, as I understand it. So Vancouver, Montreal also did quite well, and Winnipeg did fairly well as well. So Vancouver, Montreal, and Winnipeg. Et Canada 732. Tournez à gauche, direct Touquier.
À gauche, direct Tukir en route, Air Canada 732.
Yeah, you'll notice the one conspicuous absence, of course, is Toronto for the first time in as long as I can remember. Probably 5, 6, 7 years. For the first time in 5, 6, 7 years, Toronto is not a participant in Cross the Pond. This was an intentional choice taken by VATCAN and Toronto to decide not to participate just because there have been issues with training and retaining enough staff in the Toronto area the last 6 months to a year, that they did not feel they had sufficient staff to properly staff the airport to support across the pond. So they graciously bowed out of the running because pretty much if they apply as an airport, either destination, departure, whichever, they always get in because Toronto is famous for being an excellent airport to fly into where there's enough facilities and infrastructure to support a huge number of departures or arrivals or both, but also generally has had stellar ATC in the past. It's been a little bit on the out lately. Again, it just everything in VATSIM kind of waxes and wanes, and different areas, become more popular and more well served, and then some of the hardcore people will kind of fade away after a little bit. So they all kind of come and go. Toronto's kind of on a little bit of a downturn right now. So I'm certainly hopeful that Toronto will kind of pick up a little bit again. But I'm happy to see that when Toronto dropped the ball a little bit, as it were, and I don't mean that in a bad way, but a whole bunch of other Canadian airports just reached right down there, scooped it up, and said, "Let's do it. Let's take the chance to go and fly." Participate at some different airports. Canada 732 Montréal, Toronto, montez niveau 340.
On monte niveau 0340, Air Canada 732.
I have to think about my French. I'm not good at it to begin with. I really have to kind of think a little bit as I'm saying it. Are we looking for controllers? I mean, we're always looking for controllers. Are you talking about like as a visitor or as like a new trainee? Because the trouble is like, and I don't mean this in a bad way, like it takes a while to get trained. So if you're not someone who's trained already or well into the process, you're not at any point going to be able to participate in CTP in a month. At this point, most of the organizations at this point are looking around and saying, is there anybody who's close to finishing a rating that if we gave them like a little extra boost, maybe they could be ready as a controller to be able to handle this. But definitely, like you can't be sort of ready to do it in a month if you haven't been doing it before. So, yeah, it's not something that it's not something you can just sort of step up and just do. Now, if you're a visitor, we could probably use your help. Consider getting back into controlling. It's been a while. Okay, yeah, I feel like we've had this chat before. Yeah, I feel like we've had this chat before. I can't remember, but I feel like on the last stream we were talking about, yeah, getting back into it. Even so, like if you haven't done for a while, probably getting back into it. I mean, we could use the controllers, but yeah, like it's something where you need to be pretty familiar with the airspace. The one thing is that at this point, we have kind of a bit of a mixed blessing in Canada looking across the pond. Every place in Canada is going to have to be staffed in order to handle it this year. Normally, it's very East Coast focused. There's not a whole lot of kind of West Coast activity. And it's not to exclude the West Coast, it's just simply the nature of the event. Everything's coming across the Atlantic, so everything has to pretty much go almost across the East Coast of Canada at some point. yeah, normally, of course, Moncton gets slammed all the time. Montreal usually has quite a lot of traffic through its area, although some stuff ends up going through Boston. And Toronto often ends up quite busy, if not with their own arrivals, often with overflights to the likes of Chicago and Detroit and places like that. The only thing that's really going to keep Toronto on the map this year is Houston is one of the destination airports, so I feel like most of the overflights for Houston are probably going to go through Toronto and avoid the Northeast U.S. where there's a lot of congestion. Winnipeg, of course, will be online because they have their own. They are an arrival field, and then Vancouver will be online because they're an arrival field. Edmonton will be online to handle Vancouver's arrival. So every place in Canada will probably need to be staffed through this event, at least at the center level. So we're going to need a lot of controllers. Yeah, if you're thinking more long term, we absolutely could. Some places are really kind of having a real upswing right now in Canada. Some places are having a downswing. It's just the way VATSIM works. Sometimes you're up, sometimes you're down. Right now, more of our places are having, it seems like more of our places are having upswings than downswings. Just sort of thinking about it, definitely Moncton, Gander are just, they are always just taking along at a fantastic rate. They are doing well. Montreal, I'm sort of a little bit leery of right now. They seem to be around quite a bit, but then they sort of get quiet for a bit as well. So they sort of come and go right now, week to week. Some weeks there everybody seems to be there, and other weeks you don't seem to see anybody for most of a week. So they are trying to kind of get their stuff going. But again, Toronto is definitely on a downswing. There's quite a few new controllers up and coming, but it takes a while to get trained. Winnipeg is they're pretty solid right now. They have a good slate of controllers.
Good evening, Chicago 408 heavy with you flight level 330.
Airbridge 408 squawk 0522.
Squawk 0522, Airbridge Chicago 408.
So Winnipeg is pretty solid right now. They have been for a good year or two. They were really kind of on a downswing for a while there, and they really kind of made a good comeback now, and they are quite solid. They're not on all the time, but they are. They do have a lot of regularity to their flying, which is great. Beyond that, Edmonton is kind of it's Edmonton's struggling a little bit. They were on they're coming off a very strong upswing. I hope they keep the momentum going. They are struggling a little bit now, I feel. And Vancouver, which has been on a real kind of was down for quite a while. I feel like it's definitely on a tear upwards again. So different places, people kind of move up and down. So there's always a need for controllers. There's never enough controllers in the VATSIM network to kind of satisfy the needs of all the pilots, the wants of all the pilots, keep all the events rolling. So if you want to, certainly, like you'll be welcome to VATCAN with open arms. You may have to wait a little while because we do tend to prioritize our training in chronological order. But as someone who's returning,
Good afternoon, Canada 7082 underground London, IFR Pearson.
First Airbridge 408 Heavy, identified flight level 330, welcome. And Air Canada 7082 Toronto, hello. Let's see here, the winds are showing 250 at 8. I assume you probably want 33 for departure?
Yep, 3 sounds good, Air Canada 7082.
Air Canada 7082, thank you. You're cleared to Toronto, London 2 departure, vectors Nuber flight plan route, depart runway 33, squawk code 0547.
Roger, clear to Pearson, London 2, vectors to Nuber 0547, correction, Air Canada 7082.
Air Canada 7082, that is all correct. Let's see here. The winds in London are showing 250 at 8. The altimeter 2981. It's otherwise CAV okay. And advise ready for taxi.
Okay, we'll call for taxi, Air Canada 7082.
I'm going to bring up London. Bringing up lots of ground views here. I'm going to keep that one up. So let's pull up.
It's at our UPS 106, ready for taxi, Hamilton.
There he is. UPS 106. Let's see here. Hamilton, winds are showing 240 at 13. The altimeter is 2982. Runway 30. Taxi Charlie. Backtrack runway 24. Hold short of 30 and advise ready.
Taxi Charlie, backtrack 24, and hold short 30. We'll call you for ready for departure, UPS 106.
Got a good mix of aircraft here. We got one on the ground in Toronto as well. Let's just check his flight plan while I'm here.
From Canadian Express 556.
Express 556, go ahead.
Just go leave the flight deck for about 5 minutes.
Canadian Express 556, thanks for letting me know. Let me know when you're back.
Call you when we're back, Canadian Express 556.
43, we'll call it. All right, so we're gonna have a little run on arrivals here in the next little while, so that's gonna be good. We got a whole bunch of stuff kind of going. I figured Toronto.
Good morning, Delta 1997 with Oscar, IFR to Minneapolis.
Delta 1997, Toronto, you're cleared to Minneapolis via the Ursel Tree departure, cased transition, and the flight plan route. Departure runway is 23, squawk code 0525.
Delta 1997 is cleared Minneapolis, Ursel 3 departure, case of transition, flight plan route, Alpha runway 23 and squawking 0525.
Delta 1997, that readback is all correct information. Oscar's current now in Toronto. Push and start at your discretion. Call ready for taxi.
We have Oscar and I'll call you for taxi, Delta 1997.
All right, it's definitely getting a little bit busier here. I'd like this guy, whoever he is, to call me. Please and thank you. And then there was that UPS that took off from Sault Ste. Marie and then just vanished as soon as he took off. Because I pinged him like 3 times. If you look at the chart and you see a control tower listed, at least call the center and ask if they're providing service at that airport. Right? Anywho. Sorry, I've got my, I was trying to write a note on my chat with my Twitch stream before, or with my Twitch app before the stream failed, but I did not make it in time. The stream shut itself down. So yeah, I apologize for that little glitch on the stream. Like I said, my internet sometimes fails here, and it really bugs me. It used to be rock solid, never would fail for weeks and weeks, and like every once in a while now, it'll just go offline suddenly, and I will not, and I don't know if it comes back on its own, but the router reboot always seems to help it, but a router reboot takes about 5 minutes, so yeah, I'm not sure if coming back on its own while the router's rebooting, but I always do a router reboot. It seems to do the job, but very frustrating. My internet used to be rock solid. Never had an issue for years and years. Like once in a while, like once a year, you might might lose like internet connection for a little while. But my cable modem would not reboot for literally weeks and weeks and weeks sometimes, and now it seems to happen at least once a week, if not more often. And of course, you notice it when you're doing something where you're focused on being online for a long period of time, like VATSIM ATC, streaming, anything like that. Yeah, if you want to get back at ATC, I still think it's fantastic. I think it's a great way to spend your time, waste a lot of your life, but you're still interacting with real people and having fun. I enjoy streaming and I enjoy controlling. I think it's fun. I think it's a great challenge. Certainly, if you were thinking about coming into Canada, you know, you wouldn't need to be taught right from the ground up, but we do things a little bit differently than the United States. Not incredibly different, but there are enough differences that you do have to definitely spend a bit of time with an instructor and make sure, obviously, that you're up to speed on the differences. You know what's going on, but it's definitely not a hard thing. And certainly, if you were up to the C1 level, most of it would be good. Learning a lot of our idiosyncrasies, our slightly different phraseology, and memorizing that would be the challenge you'd face. It wouldn't be difficult, but it would just take some time. But yeah, we try to mostly do stuff, you know, first come first serve as far as students are concerned. Just mostly in the spirit of fairness. Sometimes we will shortcut people if we do think that there's someone.
UPS 106 is approaching 30, ready to go.
UPS 106 Toronto, your backtrack is approved if required. Contact me once you're airborne. Hamilton winds 240 at 13. Clear for takeoff, runway 30.
Backtrack approved, clear for takeoff 30, UPS 106.
Air Canada 7132. Toronto information is Oscar, and plan runway 24 right for arrival. Switch to English now. Air Canada 7132 Toronto.
Sorry about that. We're planning on 24 right for arrival. Air Canada 7132.
7132, merci. Now you're solidly inside the terminal.
556 is back.
Canadian Express 556, thank you. I think that's Marathon right there, right? No, it's not Marathon. So what is that? That Wawa? That is Wawa. Okay. Yeah. Canadian Express 556. Oh, stand by. Canadian Express 556, the Wawa altimeter 2985.
2985, Canadian Express 556.
Half these metars are just me giving him altimeters as he goes here. Anyways, where's the tower view? You're late. You're late, buddy. It's right here. I'll try and turn it on, but it's so unreliable right now. I haven't actually connected to the client here, so I'll connect it right now. I don't know if it's going to do much good because it's so half the airplanes won't draw, and when they do, they just will stop. It won't receive enough updates. So I think we do have a Delta somewhere here parked at the airport. But it looks good. The only thing I noticed, this was the one thing I noticed, I actually contacted FlyTampa about it, is these signs are not accurate. All these signs at the de-icing bay, they don't say 5 south, center, north. They just say pad 5. It'll just say pad 5 there, or it'll say pad 3 or whatever. It'll just say pad. So that's one thing that perhaps needs to be fixed a little bit. But it looks good. It looks really good. Where's that Delta airplane? I'm just enjoying drone flying around this stupid thing here. I lost track of where my Delta airplane is here. Hold on, let's pull this back up here. Oh, he's on the north side of Terminal 3 there. Okay. Let's see if it will draw him. Because I find it also only draws like a limited number of aircraft at one time. Oh, there it is. Yeah, no, he is there. There you go.
Charles Center, it's UPS 160, we're airborne off 30, heading 260 on the Monroe 2 departure.
UPS 106, say passing altitude.
Passing 1,600.
UPS 106, thank you very much. You're identified at 3. Now let's do it this way. I'll have a turn for you on course. For now, climb flight level 230.
Climb 230, UPS 160.
But it probably won't move again. The scenery looks so good though.
I try right at 7082, ready for taxi.
Air Canada 7082 Toronto runway 33. Winds are showing 250 at 8 and the altimeter 2981. Taxi Golf, hold short 33, advise ready.
Golf short 33, 2981, Air Canada 7082.
UPS 106 at 3000. Proceed direct dead key on course.
At 3,000, direct dead key on course, UPS 160.
Yeah, it's a pretty impressive scenery. I mean, it's everything you expect FlyTampa to be, but like here you go. The drone is moving really fast here, but you can see the interiors are not like super detailed or anything, but when you look at it from the outside and you just sort of catch a glimpse of lights and you know there's benches in there and trees and storefronts, it looks pretty darn good. It's everything you expect from FlyTampa, really. I have very few complaints. It looks like they've even got like all the correct markings, pavement markings, and these pavement markings are ridiculous. Like some of these places here, I'll show you my most hated place. Oh, they are actually missing a marking here. There's supposed to be a center marking down here at the bottom of the horseshoe here. Where's my mouse? There it is. There's a new taxi lane that goes right up the middle here that's missing. Let's see if they've done this over here. Yeah, over here, this is not accurately represented. Oh, this is not accurate at all. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Oh, FlyTampa. Oh no, we gotta talk. We gotta talk. This is not gate 191. This is gate 160. This is gate 162. This is 164 Bravo. This is 164 Alpha. FlyTampa, we gotta talk. I just found another one. The trouble is, like, there's 6 lines down here. Like these gates in here, each have like 2 or 3 different lines. It's ridiculous sometimes trying to get these trying to figure out, especially in the dark or when it's wet and the pavement's all reflective, trying to figure out where you are. Oh,
Canada 782, we're ready to go 33.
oh, errors, FlyTampa, errors. Air Canada 7082, contact me once you're airborne. The wind's 250 at 8, clear for takeoff, runway 33.
If takeoff 33, with you airborne, Air Canada 782.
Where's my email? Oh, FlyTampa. I'm a little disappointed. Air Canada 7132, when ready, descend flight level 240. There you go. You just paid for my FlyTampa scenery there. Air Canada 7132, when ready, descend flight level 240.
Sorry, we keep messing up our pushes. When ready, descend, file 240, can't say 132.
Yeah, no problem. Ah, that disappoints me a little bit. I didn't notice that. I looked around earlier, but I wasn't looking like that closely. Like it looks like most of the stuff, and like they've got the new gates back here, which is great. They've got the new gates back here. This is not really quite accurate. The way that the gates are actually done over here is really kind of garbage. This jet bridge is then connected to a temporary hallway, which is the funniest thing to see. So the jet bridge actually leads into a temporary hallway, which is just the strangest thing to see. I have to send them some pictures when I get time. But they do have like the jet bridges here, all glass jet bridges. These little things up here shouldn't have seats in them because they're just all they are is simply ramps up and down so that you can get to the upper level, which is how you walk to customs. Is there's an upper level in there that leads you to the end of the pier and leads you directly to customs, separated from the people who are waiting in there. I mean, these are little things. The gate numbers, that one kind of bugs me a little bit. The fact that the gate numbers are incorrect. 253. No, those numbers are all correct. But yeah, the 66, 60, 62, and 64 Alpha Bravo are incorrect. So that is
782, we're passing 3,200 to 4,000.
Air Canada 782, thanks. Identified climb 1000, turn right direct Uber on course.
Right, Uber on course, 1000, Air Canada 782.
Ah, it disappoints me a little bit. Now I'm going to have to really look around. And I don't want to be overly critical of FlyTampa, but I just want to offer them the chance to just like, hey, this is not quite right. Here's a chance to fix it. You know, I'm sure they're going to push updates. I'm sure they will. Oh, look, we got another one. I'm sure they will push updates, so I'm not overly worried that things are not going to work well. 45, 38, 36, 34, 32. Yeah, most of this stuff is right. 51, 53, 55, 57. Yeah, they're all there. Even the spots are on there. 8 Echo, 7 Delta, 7 Charlie, 7 Bravo, 7. They're all there. It's just those little things. I'm going to notice these things because I'm there all the time, so I'm going to notice these things. Install even says version 1.0. Yeah, exactly. I know, like, you know they're going to find stuff that is wrong, that needs to be tweaked, updated, improved. I'm not worried. I'm not worried by any means. I have no doubt that, and I will say this, like, I have offered feedback in the past. Again, just being someone who's very familiar with the airport, I've offered feedback in the past. They're very welcoming of it. I've never, you know, they're like, thanks for pictures and everything, and we appreciate it. I've sent them pictures of various things, so I'm very now I'm looking at the gate numbers carefully. No, that's all correct. 26, 28's there on the corner like that. Yeah, no, it's all good. That's hilarious. But yeah, like that, I know because I know the airport. I know it well, so I know, you know, these are the things that like I see them all the time. I know them, and I'm sure they'll be happy to say, yep, okay, yeah, we see that problem. We'll fix it. No problem. We'll fix it on the next version. Whatever. No big deal. I don't have any big complaints. Wait a second. Huh, there is one thing missing here. There is like a giant departure lounge that's been built on Terminal 3. I think it's right here that juts like way out into the terminal. It's not there. Ah, there. See, and if I start looking, I'm going to find stuff. Like it or not, I'm going to find stuff. That's an excellent question. I'll go look in a second. Air Canada 7082, runway 24 right. The information in Toronto is Oscar.
We just got Oscar, and we checked 24 out of Canada 782.
They have modeled like as far as the parking lot is concerned. So this like the Viscount parking and the Alt Hotel is there. You know, some of the buildings along Airport Road, the hotels and whatnot are there. It looks like they go right to Carlingview Drive in terms of modeling, like the parking lot there, the Park and Fly lot. It's not a travel lodge anymore. It's now a, I stayed there the other day. What is it now? I didn't even know what it is. It's a DoubleTree now. It's a DoubleTree. It's not a travel lodge now. It's a DoubleTree. I think everything, it looks like everything east of Carlingview is generic scenery. I don't think they modeled Woodbine by the looks of it. It looks like what they modeled kind of didn't go much beyond like a block or two from the airport boundary. They don't even have the facilities building here really modeled. No, because there's a facilities building. They're not modeled. So, yeah, beyond about the parking lot there, this is now getting into generic scenery. So there are a few things kind of modeled, but outside the airport boundary, but not a whole lot. But there's enough to model inside.
Delta 1997's Alpha Tango, ready to taxi.
Delta 1997, information is Oscar. The altimeter is 2982, runway 23, taxi Alpha Hotel.
2982 and taxi Alpha Hotel, Delta 1997.
Air Canada 7132, descend 8000, Toronto altimeter 2982.
2982, descend 8000, Air Canada 7132.
UPS 106, climb flight level 310.
Flight level 310, UPS 106.
I'll ping this guy again. I've sent him a contact me like 6 times so far. Send him another one. This person looks like they're going to come through my airspace. I'll start pinging them as well. They basically ported their old scenery. They did to a certain degree, but I mean things like the name on the hotel, like outside the airport perimeter. Those are things that, like, you know, you really have to be looking to find that change. You have to be looking to find that change. Like, you won't see that on like a satellite view. Like, you'd have to be driving around there to be looking for these things. So I think, yeah, I think a lot of it is a kind of a port, but again, like, they have the interior modeling done now. Like, so it's not just a port. Like, they have improved a lot of things. Like I said, look what else is here. Yankee and Zulu. It's going to take me a minute to get there, but if you can see it way down at the south end there, Yankee and Zulu are modeled down here somewhere. So yeah, it probably is a port to some degree. The texturing looks really nice, so I think they've probably improved the textures and a lot of other things. They have improved certain things, but yeah, they have added updates as well. So Yankee Zulu are here. It doesn't lead to anything though. It doesn't lead to an FBO ramp. So, like, it's funny because they've modeled some of these buildings and other ones not so much. So maybe next time I have to go to work, I'll see if I can snap some pictures of what this area looks like so they can improve it, because it doesn't look like this anymore. There should be an FBO here, a hangar and everything. EVA 36. Okay. Let's see here. Where's my EVA 36?
Toronto Delta 1997's ready to go at the end.
Delta 1997, Toronto, contact me once you're airborne. Winds 24016. Clear for takeoff, runway 23.
Calling in there, clear for takeoff, 23 Delta 1997.
I keep on typing it in there when I should be typing it in here. Okay, so this is EVA, so it's not, maybe this is Air Canada 121. It's probably Air Canada 121 who's not been calling me here. He's been away from the flight deck for a long time. He's coming from Korea, I think so. He's been in flight for a long time. And even EVA is actually coming. I didn't realize. I thought they were crossing our airspace. They're actually coming down to Toronto to land. So good times. Where did EVA come from? RCTP. So they came from a long way away, but they're coming into land in Toronto. So cool. Yeah. So Yeah, so the South GA is there to some degree. The taxiways are there, but the ramp is not there. So there's things to be improved, and I feel like that's kind of the stuff that probably got a little bit left out. I'm gonna write some emails. I'm a happy and willing contributor to FlyTampa just because I know this airport so well. I'll happily help them improve it and make it the best experience it can be. But I will say this, like they do take feedback well. So it's yeah, see, and I think part of the problem is like when it was on the Google map. I just pulled up the Google
Toronto
map right now.
1997 is 1,500.
Delta 1997, thank you. Identified, climb 7,000.
Climb 7,000, Delta 1997.
Air Canada 7082, when ready, descend 8,000. Toronto altimeters 2982.
2982, 8,000 when ready, Air Canada 7082.
Yeah, so I just pulled up the Google map and to look at it, the taxiway, it's pretty much exactly what they've modeled. The taxiway is there, but the ramp and the hangar are still under construction on the Google map. So there's no definitive kind of where the ramp should be. So I kind of understand where they sort of have fallen down a little bit because probably the information is not easy to obtain. But again, maybe a little bit of help from some people with some pictures will help. I already paid for it, so it's not like I'm going to get it for free, but maybe I'll get Boston for free. They're always grateful for the help, so. Can have a little wave of busyness here at least. Oh, does Wawa actually has the approach cell programmed in? I don't have anyone going there. I just have the altimeter up because the Canadian Express was flying past it. So I just had to give them the local altimeter there, but good that you have it in there. I haven't been there in so long now. I should go up there. Maybe I should do a flight there. Delta 1997, turn right direct Ursula on course.
Right turn direct to Ursula, Delta 1997.
Should make the turn fast enough that he won't interfere with Air Canada 7082. It's going to be close to see who's going to get there first. Air Canada 7082, you may see traffic at your 12 o'clock for about 10 miles. It's a westbound 319, climbing to 7,000, turning northbound.
Okay, well, check with traffic, Canada 7082.
Delta 1997, as you make that turn, traffic now about your 10 to 11 o'clock for 9 miles is a 319 eastbound descending to 8.
Keep an eye out, Delta 1997.
Air Canada 7132, proceed direct Ebdal.
Direct Abdal, you can't send anything to.
Air Canada 7132, descend 5,000.
5,000, you can't send anything to.
Okay, and Ava 36 said he will listen to Oscar and planning 24 right. Okay, good. Let's use my wonderful things here. Oh, that's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for a ring. Halo. There we go. Air Canada 7082, descend 6,000.
6,000, Air Canada 7082.
I feel like the straighten's going to work better for me here. Air Canada 7132, maintain speed 210 knots or faster. I'm going to make you number 1 for 248.
Alright, speed's 210 or greater, you can't send anything to.
Air Canada 7082, if you want to start bringing the speed back as you level out there, you're going to be number 2 for 248.
Okay, you want what, 220, Air Canada 7082?
Yeah, 220 or 210 should work.
Got it, 782.
Airbridge 408 to Toronto. You're about to leave my airspace to the east. Montreal's not online. Switch to the on-route frequency. Surveillance service terminates and have a great day. Airbridge 408 Heavy, Toronto. I keep saying Montreal because I was speaking French and it just got me into a Montreal mindset. Delta 1997, climb flight level 230.
Climb 230, Delta 1997.
Air Canada 7132, descend 3000. At Ebdal, you're cleared to ILS runway 248.
Roger, descend 3000 at Ebdal, clear the ILS runway 24 right approach, Air Canada 7132.
Air Canada 7082, descend 4000.
4000, Air Canada 782.
Delta 1997, continue climb, flight level 360.
Climb 360, Delta 1997.
All right, Airbridge is not answering me. I guess he's not there. Air Canada 139, about to leave my airspace to the west. Winnipeg's not online. Surveillance service terminates. Switch to the en route frequency and have a great day.
Thanks for the great service you always do. You're one of the best out there. Just to 122.8 and have a fantastic day. And I'll give you a pie rep. It's flight level 280 is smooth as glass. It's above the troposphere, which is nice, and everyone can get to see the new cloud and shading they put in.
I'm not sure that shading has ever been mentioned in a PIREP before, but thank you for that, Air Canada 139.
Yeah, it's been pretty good. I'm quite impressed. I have a bunch of guys that work for Microsoft that are actually on the project for this.
Yeah, it is. It's looking really good. There's still things that need to be fixed, but it's getting better all the time.
Yeah, give it another 6 months, we should be there. Thanks. We'll go to Unicom. See you on the return flight, Air Canada 139.
See ya. Air Canada 7082, speed 190 when you're level. You can expect the base turn probably around deck knee.
All right, check remarks, and we'll still do 190, Air Canada 7082. We got a pretty strong tailwind here.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, see, he's only doing 200 knots over the ground going this way. Yeah, still got that strong wind up there. There's a Tim Hortons in there. You approve of the scenery, there's a Tim Hortons in there. I'm going to go looking for it in a minute. All right, well, Airbridge never answered me, so I guess he went to Unicom on his own at some point.
Air Canada 7132, can we reduce speeds?
Air Canada 7132, speed 180 or faster for now, please.
1 year greater, Air Canada 7132, thanks.
All right, let's go looking. Where's this Tim Hortons? Is it is it the one right off Airport Road, or is it the one that's there we go. So there's one Tim Hortons right here. It looks like just a generic building, so that's not it. So maybe it's the other one off Airport Road past the hangars. Air Canada 7082, turn left heading 330, descend 3000.
That's 330, 3000, Air Canada 782.
Because all these are like pretty much all generic buildings along just on the other side of Airport Road. So and you can see they did a pretty good job of lining it up so the texture ends at Airport Road here. I don't see. Hold on, is that the Tim Hortons? Yeah, I think this is the Tim Hortons right here. It's not a very good looking Tim Hortons. Oh, inside the terminal. Oh. I didn't look inside, yeah. But that is a Tim Hortons in real life anyways. Air Canada 7132, speed 160 or faster to NOAA.
Speed 160 or faster until NOAA for Air Canada 7132.
Air Canada 7082, turn left heading 270 to intercept, cleared ILS 24 right.
Left 270, cleared ILS 24 right, Canada 7082.
All right, EVA 36, when ready, descend, flight level 240. Lots of room. I probably didn't need to even get him that far out. I haven't had like a lot of busy days on arrival for a long time, so I'm not used to. Oh. That's the one I'm trying to do. Why can I not get now back? There it is. EVA 36 this time. Okay, here we go. Air Canada 7132, Toronto winds there. Let's see here, 240 at 6, you're clear to land, runway 24 right.
Copy the wind, cleared land 24 right, Air Canada 7132.
And Air Canada 7082, you're about 5 miles of trailer traffic, spacing looks good, speed your discretion.
Speed my discretion number 2, Air Canada 7082.
All right. I'm just gonna look at the picture you posted. You've been looking. Do you notice that the custom sign over here is backwards? It says Customs Duane, but it is backwards. The passion that unites us all. That's hilarious. There's probably a whole bunch of Easter eggs like that buried in this scenery. There's so much in this scenery. And it's such a large area with so many. Now that there's interior surfaces as well, it's so easy to bury Easter eggs in that building like that. I guess somebody there is a Leafs fan. Oh man. Let's see here. Boston is online, so let's send it straight to Boston. Will it go? Yes, it will. Nice. UPS 106 heavy contact Boston Center now 134.7. See ya.
Over to Boston now, 134.7, UPS 106 heavy. You have still a good one. Thanks very much. Good service as always.
Thank you. Just trying to get my monitor my stream here on my other computer. All right, EVA responded. Confirmed flight level 240 when ready. And now, there we go. Now I've got my second. Nope. For some reason, this insists on being in the past. I don't know what's going on. I cannot seem to watch the current video. I'm just trying to monitor the stream on the other channel. Air Canada 7082. Number one traffic is just on the rollout now. Winds are 240 at 6, clear to land, runway 248.
Clear to land 24, Air Canada 7082.
Seems like it's going to be a little bit quiet now. What time is it? I don't even know what time it is anymore. Been streaming too long. Lost track of what time it is. I haven't even pulled open VATSPy because it was just busy enough that I really didn't need to. I had enough stuff going on. Air Canada 7132, Bienvenue at Toronto, right turn on Charlie 4, Delta 4 onto Delta, and where are you parking?
Alright, so we exited on Delta 4 right here, and we're gonna take anywhere in Terminal 1.
All right, 7132 is from Ottawa. Air Canada 7132. Okay, taxi Delta Alpha Lima. Park at 145. Cross runway 33 right.
Alright, so it's Delta Cross 33 right, Alpha Lima, Terminal 1, Air Canada 7132. Merci pour le service, salut.
Salut. All right, what do we got here? Toronto. Okay, we got kind of a lull now. I don't see any inbounds for a while here. Well, yeah, there are inbounds, but they're a long way out there now. I haven't given Canadian Express an updated altimeter for a little while here. He's just getting close to Marathon there. Canadian Express 556, the Marathon altimeter for you, 29990.
2990, Canadian Express 556.
I never did click the message. Yeah, I feel like it's going to get a little bit quiet here if we don't start getting some departures soon. So I was going to kind of stay on until 1:30, but I feel like if everybody vanishes off, I may head out a little early. Got to do some adulting today. Got a whole bunch of tasks I kind of got to get done. So we'll see if the traffic comes or not. But yeah, this is kind of one of my only chance I thought I was going to have really this week to stream, so I thought I'd do it, especially because the scenery is out here at FlyTampa Toronto. Like I wanted to be able to show that off, and we're going to fly it. We're going to fly it this coming week, this coming weekend. We're definitely going to do it because I think it's going to be tons of fun. I think it's exactly what we've been waiting for, really. Is this guy paused? He is paused, isn't he? He reached his top of drop point. Still connected to the network. He reached his top of drop point and paused. I hope there's no supervisors watching. I'm not going to complain too much. Air Canada 7082, Bienvenue at Toronto, right turn on Charlie 2, and do you have a gate?
We're going to Sky Service, up Echo, Air Canada 782.
Air Canada 782, roger, taxi Echo Alpha for the Sky Service.
Echo Alpha, Air Canada 782.
Air Canada 7132, as you turn onto Delta, you may see a company 320 northbound on Echo just pass behind him.
Sure, we have the traffic, and we'll go behind him for Air Canada 7132.
Stretch. I notice he's on Charlie, not Delta. I'm not going to even make a big deal out of it. Not a big deal at all. Not going to cause any conflicts for anybody else. I got no other arrivals that are going to touch down and try to clear that runway, so it's fine. Not for a while. I got Eva here. He's coming slowly, but yeah, this guy, I didn't realize he paused. Like, I kept seeing him there, but I didn't realize he's paused. But yeah, he's obviously paused at top of drop. That's the biggest thing that's missing from Microsoft Flight Simulator, and the likes of PMDG are going to have to figure this out. Aerosoft are going to figure this out, is pausing the sim at top of descent, because it happens to all of us where we have stuff we have to do, we step away, and we want to make sure we're ready for the return, but maybe it's just we underestimate how long it takes us to go out and do something, to run an errand or do a chore or whatever, and come back and you found your overflowing your destination. That pause at top of drop is such a useful thing to a simmer. It may not be the most realistic, but it's such a useful thing to a simmer. We are just trying to find spare time in our lives to be able to have a little bit of fun with this whole thing. So yeah, it frustrates me a little bit that there's not really a proper pause function in Microsoft Flight Simulator other than just exiting to the menu. So I hope that they can figure out a way to make that work, make that happen with Microsoft Flight Simulator. I think Asobo's they've got to have Asobo's ear on that, because it's such an essential function for, especially the longer the hauls. When you start doing long hauling, when they start publishing like the 330, the 777, things like that, and you're dealing with like 6 or 7 hour flights, trying to target when that top of descent is going to be from 6 or 7 hours prior to have to be at a time where I'm going to be available and ready to fly the airplane at that moment is tough. 6 or 7 hours in the future. Pause at top of drop is essential. Oh, he realized he was on Charlie. He got it. All good. Not concerned at all. And my coffee's empty. Boo. Oh man, yeah, I'm looking forward to this across the pond. I do plan at this point on streaming it. I haven't. Obviously, there's still a lot kind of to be determined about about across the pond and specifically like where we're going to be operating and scheduling and all that sort of stuff. But my current plan is that I do plan to stream it because I think it's going to be tons of fun. I am 90% sure I'm going to operate in Vancouver. Um, we're going to have to see what time the departures are scheduled for as we try to establish our schedules. Yeah, I plan on streaming that, and I think Vancouver is going to be one of those very popular arrival airports. I think they're going to go really quick. I think it's a beautiful approach. It's long. That's the only thing that kind of works against Vancouver is that it is long. It's I don't even know the departure airports. I only was paying attention really to the. I was only paying attention to the arrival fields in North America. I did not really pay attention to the departure fields. So let's see what we got here. We've got departing. I believe that's Munich, Gatwick, Amsterdam, Dublin. I don't know what ENGM is. It's Tenerife South, Paris, Charles de Gaulle. I believe that's Vienna, LPPT, and LTFM. I don't know my European airport codes that well. Oh, no, LTFM. LTFM. Oh, Istanbul. Oh, shoot. That's a long combination there. Lisbon. Yeah, LPBT is Lisbon. And ENGM. I don't know. It's got to be a British airport. Glasgow. ENGM, I think. No, Oslo. Oslo, sorry. Oslo. Yeah, so those are going to be. Oh. I keep on giving it to the wrong person. Oh, shoot. There, that's who it's supposed to be. I gave it to Air Canada 782 to send 12,000. He's already on the ground. Stupid text pilots. It's just the way the system is set up. If I don't click on the aircraft in the right spot, it doesn't send to the right aircraft. It's just annoying. It's not the text pilot's fault. It's my client's fault. Okay. Anyways, back to what I was saying. Like, it's an interesting array. Wow. Like, but Dublin through to Istanbul. So that alone is like a 3-hour window just between Dublin and Istanbul. Like in terms of 2 to 3 hour window in terms of spreading out the arrivals. So curious. Let's do this here. Brief me. So EIDW to CYVR, just give me an idea, ballpark it. That's 10 hours. That's a 10-hour flight. So what is it? LPPT, no. LTFM, sorry. LTFM is Istanbul. That is a 13-hour flight. Yeah, so it's 3-hour difference. So that's a 13-hour flight. So this guy's going to be tired. That's the only thing that's not going to work in Vancouver's favor in terms of people wanting to book it. It's just they are long flights no matter where you go. The shortest one is 10 hours, and it just gets longer from that. If you're coming from Istanbul, 13-hour flight. So I think it's going to go very well, though. I think people are going to be super excited to. Okay, let's. People are going to be super excited to just participate and be able to fly to Vancouver because it's beautiful scenery, and FS Dream Team and FSIM Studios have both done an excellent job producing the airport scenery for Vancouver. So both really, really nice sceneries. That Delta guy left a long time ago. See, this is this is V Pilot, not V Pilot, but V Pilot and Euroscope not playing nice together. See, if I was to reset it, if I disconnect it and reset the tower view, then it reloads everything, and then you'll see the airplanes where they should be. But give it a second, and you should see. Yeah, there's the Air Canada Airbus over here. The Air Canada Jets Airbus. And then the other one went up to the middle of the hammerhead, but they don't move and update properly with V Pilot. Here's the guy just getting onto the gate there. Also the Air Canada Jets. Is that the only model my AIG traffic manager has is Air Canada Jets? Anyways. Delta 1997, Toronto. You're leaving my airspace to the west. Minneapolis is not online. Switch the automated frequency. Surveillance service terminates, and have a good day. Is he moving again, or was it just me?
Delta 1997, thanks, good day.
I was just okay with it. Yeah, that's the only thing. I think a lot of people will want to fly to Vancouver because it was very popular in the voting, and I think it will turn out, but it's going to be a very long flight for those that choose to make it. I was trying to figure this out. It's going to be like, let's see here. The first departures usually are at 10 Zulu, then it's not till 20 Zulu that the first people start to arrive in Vancouver. So yeah, we're not dealing with, that's about noon local time in Vancouver. They'll start arriving a little bit later for me being a little more easterly based. But yeah, anyways, I do plan on streaming part of CTP that day. It's going to be tons of fun. Westbound at least is more practical. Vancouver really wanted to participate in the eastbound last fall, but we sort of worked it out, and we just came to the realization that it was just not practical from a timing perspective. In order to have the departures leave during a reasonable period of time during the day in Vancouver, they would arrive in the middle of the night in Europe, and none of the European controllers were going to stay up for that. Conversely, if we tried to aim where all the arrivals arrived in Europe at the same time during a normal window for the European controllers, the airplanes would have had to leave Vancouver at about 3 in the morning. So it just, with the eastbound and the way the time zones work, it just was not feasible. So I don't think you're going to see too many West Coast airports involved in CTP West eastbound anymore, just because of the way the timing works from the West Coast to Europe. But westbound, they're going to be all over it because it works a lot better. The timing moves in the right direction. So I'm surprised there wasn't more West Coast participation. Vancouver was the only West airport by far. The next two airports are Winnipeg and Houston are the next two airports, so they're much more easterly. But people really want to see Vancouver on this list, so it's going to be a long flight for a lot of people, but it's going to be good. Oh, we got a departure. We got a departure. It's not dead yet. Traffic's really kind of fallen off here, but it's not completely dead yet. You gotta admire this guy trucking along in the Beach Bear, and he's still got a ways to go. If I was a betting man, I'd bet he's doing some kind of a FS economy flight, because that seems like a very weird middle of nowhere airport. I don't mean that in an insulting way or anything, but a very small little airport. Feels like an FS economy flight to me. Now, this guy's a 777. Normally, I try and shortcut people in, especially when it's quiet. But given that he's a 777, he's kind of operating at the top of the altitude constraint window here. I'm going to keep him on the entire star. I don't think he'd get down in time. He's also still trucking along at 390. That's not that bad with the tailwind. Descend 8,000 for EVA 36 heavy. Just look at some of the pictures of the past CTPs. I just pulled up the Twitter for VATSIM CTP, and there's a lot of great pictures on it. A lot of airplanes in that airspace there. And somewhere they had the time lapse. Somebody did the. Thought I saw somebody did the time lapse. Always fun to watch. When you speed it up, they look so smooth in their operations there. I'm getting excited in case you can't tell. I am definitely getting excited about this. Now it's busy. That's a lot of airplanes turning around to turn out final. It looks, when you speed it up though, it looks so organized, like it's exactly, everything's so nicely spaced. It's not the reality of it at all, but in real time. But when you speed it up, it all of a sudden looks smooth, like everyone knew what they were doing the whole time. Some of these people just log off on the taxiway. Lots of airplanes parked on the ground, and then they all vanish just as quickly as they show up. There's a lot of room to park airplanes in Amsterdam. Yeah. Will Vancouver flow this smoothly? We shall see what we shall see. Yeah, unfortunately, it's gotten really kind of quiet out here. We have our one Canadian Express outbound. We have our one Toronto arrival and our one Toronto departure. And I don't see anybody else. I'm pulling up VATSIM again. I don't see anything else really much happening right now. It got really, really quiet here for a bit. So I may just pull the plug in another 15 minutes or so here once we get this EVA on the ground because not much is happening. It's turning into a pretty quiet stream at this point, and then that just frees me up to go get on with the rest of my day too. If there's nobody to provide service to, there's no point in my being here. So, yeah. Not that I don't enjoy streaming, and I have enjoyed it, and I will continue to enjoy it, but yeah, we'll take a little break. Since I don't think this guy is unpausing his sim anytime soon, wherever he went to. All right, EVA 3-6 heavy, descend 6,000. Lunchtime, have a good one. Yeah, same to you. Yeah, I'm getting hungry as well, so I need to have lunch as well as my few other things I got to do for the day. So enjoy the rest of your day, and hopefully we'll see you on the weekend for the flight stream. That'll be tons of fun. Saturday morning, that's the plan right now, unless something changes substantially. One little airplane left, trucking through my airspace. Yeah, I'm looking forward to the weekend stream though. Like I said, I think I'm going to switch it up a little bit and stop flying the CRJ for once and fly the CJ4 because it's a well done airplane overall. It's quite fun. This guy's kind of coming at a bit of weird angle. Like I feel like you might be missing some fixes on the star. Is he turning or is he not turning? I can't even tell anymore. Let's put a PTL on him and see. Yeah, no, he's still turning. Descend 4,000, EVA 36 heavy. See, he's on as a Canada. That's not right at all. Has he recently logged on? Is he logged on to Snare Canada Flight? Oh, he is logged on. I thought he was logged. Oh no, yeah, he's logged on to Snare Canada Flight. Okay, good. All right, so it is drawing things correctly here. Pull up my aircraft menu here. See if EVA's being drawn correctly here. I don't think I have EVA actually. Now that I think about it, it says he's out of range anyways. But yeah, I don't think I have EVA in my AIG model matching. So I'm just trying to see what I've got here. If it knows what to draw EVA 36 as, and EVA 36 it says is doesn't have a model for him. I think it's trying to figure it out. It doesn't know what to do. I don't know where he's going. Says it's a bug. It's not so bad right now, but you got to be careful because you never know what's going to be out there in terms of somebody else just logged in right over there. There we go. Canada 321. You got to say these models are pretty good. Like you can read the letters Air Canada 321 on there. All right, make it heading 270 to intercept, descend 3,000, and still clear the ILS 248. So again, the fact that he turned distracted me big time. All right, so he's going to come landing off from here anytime now. Let's just keep our camera focused out that way. I look forward to Euroscope being revised to better support VATSIM velocity because it's so much fun having the tower view up when you can do it. But it has not yet been updated as far as I can tell here. Just reviewing the page, and no, still the last update was from the beginning of January, so no, it hasn't been updated to support velocity yet, unfortunately. Now he's going to be high on the approach here. He's just making it. He's just down in the nick of time here by the looks of it. Let's see here. Winds are 240 at 6.
Center from Canadian Express 556.
Canadian Express 556, go ahead.
Looking to leave the flight deck for about 10 to 15 minutes.
Express 556, you're going to leave my airspace probably in that time period, and I'm probably going to be shutting down here in the next few minutes. So switch to the en route frequency. Your surveillance service terminates, and the Geraldton altimeter when you need it, 299er tree.
99er tree, and we check. We're going to go over to Unicom for transfers 5 to 6. Thanks for the ATC, sir. You have a great one, Captain.
Thanks. We'll see you next time.
Cheers.
All right. Is he going to make it down? Well, he's got to start down now. He's above the glide slope. He's got to really shove the nose down. He may not make this one. Yeah, he's not making it. Has VPilot figured it out yet where he should be? I keep on having to disconnect and reconnect because it's the only way to sort of get it to refresh the information about all these aircraft. Yeah, it does not know what to do with him. I don't believe I ever downloaded a model for EVA because it's not an airline I normally think of when I fly mostly North America.
712 IFR to LaGuardia.
Air Canada 712 Toronto, good day. Clear to LaGuardia via the Kepta 2 departure, bump transition, and flight plan route. Departure runway is 23, squawk code 0515. Air Canada 712, did you copy?
Yeah, Air Canada 712, sorry about that. Cleared to LaGuardia, Kepta 2 departure, bump transition that is filed 23 in the squawk 0515, correct?
Air Canada 712, that readback is all correct. I just get nervous when nobody responds. I figure my mic is failing me for some reason. Information, Papa is current in Toronto. Push and start at your discretion and call when you're ready for taxi.
Okay, push and start at our discretion. We'll call for taxi. Air Canada 712, yeah, it just came in a little quiet. We were just trying to adjust our volume.
Alrighty. Seems to be okay. Nobody else has complained about the volume, so I hope it's just that their volume is down a little bit. Their speakers were down a little bit, because, yeah, I have. The trouble is sometimes too, like you find, like I unplug or plug in. Like I've got my really good headset on right now, but I don't often have it hooked up to this computer. You plug it in randomly, and it does not always get recognized right away. So it switches to the other mics, and you think you're talking to the right mic, but you're not talking to the one it thinks it's using. It's just sometimes Windows can be a mess with the sound settings. The automatic changes can be very frustrating. Is he going to try and make the right turn, the hard right on Echo? No. No, we can't take Delta Pop because Delta Pop is closed because yesterday I saw it, it had a giant pile of snow on it. So let's do Delta Alpha Alpha Mike. He's off on Charlie 4 right now. Delta Alpha Alpha Mike to get into Terminal 1, which is where Eva should be parking. I can drop his track, and now I have no airplanes actually in my airspace. Except for Mr. Positapa Drop, who is just not going anywhere, apparently. He is going to be there for the rest of his life. I feel like I'm running out of steam to do this, and I feel like the interest is waning as well, just because there's not much going on. I do see a couple of guys kind of prepping to go, but is it enough to really make it worth sticking around at this point? Or should I just pull the plug on this stream now? Nobody's watching and objecting, that's for sure. I'll give them about 15 minutes to get these guys going here.
Toronto, Air Canada 940, radio check.
Air Canada 940 Toronto, read you 5.
Toronto Center, Air Canada 940, request IFR to Nassau, please.
Air Canada 940 Toronto, you're cleared to Nassau via the Regis 4 departure and the Phillipsburg transition flight plan route. Departure runway is 23, squawk code 0530. Again, what I was saying about feeling self-conscious when nobody answers you quickly enough. Somebody's entered my airspace across the southern extremity there. Air Canada 940 Toronto, did you copy? I heard it.
Clear to Nassau via the Regis 4 departure, Phillipsburg transition flight plan route. Chart runway 23, squawk 0530, Air Canada 940.
Air Canada 940, thank you. That readback is all correct. Information's pop-up. Push and start at your discretion. Call when ready for taxi.
Air Canada 940.
Yeah, I hope I'm not pushing anybody too hard there. I just, it sounded like he knew what he was doing in the beginning, so I kind of, went right to rattling it off. So I hope he didn't feel like he was being pushed into it too hard, too quickly. Air Canada 712's pushed. Air Canada 412 there. We got a whole bunch of people. See, now it's getting to that point where it's like afternoon. People are showing up after lunch, logging in. Who's got ATC? Oh, look, Toronto's online. Let's go and fly there. So we got a whole bunch of people on the ground, but we even got a Jazz flight somewhere that doesn't have a flight.
Center, Air Canada 412, radio check.
Air Canada 412, reach 5.
Very good, 5 also. And we're on stand 181. We're 321 with Papa, requesting clearance, Montreal.
Air Canada 412, you're cleared to Montreal, dead key 4 departure, Miglo transition, flight plan route. Departure runway is 23, squawk code 0544.
Good to Montreal, dead key departure, Miglo transition and flight plan route, off runway 23 and 0544. Copy that, Canada 412, thank you.
Air Canada 412, thanks, that is all correct. Information is pop-up, push back, and start up at your discretion, and call ready for taxi.
Okay.
It's getting a little congested down here, lots of stuff kind of going on. It's departure, so it's not hard to do necessarily. And now we are starting to have a few other arrivals kind of fly within range, but yeah, we're not going to worry too much about it.
Toronto Center, good evening. This is Exec Jets 205, level 360.
ExecJet 205 Toronto. Hello, stand by. Let me pull up your flight plan here. Wrong window here. Show flight plan list. That's what I'm looking for. All right, so nope, he's not showing up there. ExecJet 205, there it is. ExecJet 205, Toronto, squawk code 0516.
Squawking 0516, ExecJet 205.
It's a cute little hum going on in the background there. I cheated and looked at VATSPy, and he is a Challenger. He's probably that new X-Plane Challenger, so that's what I would assume. ExecJet 205, Toronto, thank you very much. You're identified flight level 360. Welcome aboard.
Air Canada 712, ready for taxi.
Air Canada 712, Toronto, runway 23 information is Papa, the altimeter 2980. Let's see, lane 8, out Alpha Lima, taxi Alpha Hotel to hold short 23.
Okay, lane 8, Alpha Lima, Alpha Hotel, short 23, Air Canada 712.
It is a race to see who can say it fastest. Some days that's what it feels like anyways. All right, Eva's on the gate.
Toronto Center, good evening, Air Canada 466, requesting IFR2 auto as filed. We have Papa on board.
Air Canada 466, Toronto, good day. You're cleared to Ottawa via the Verto 6 departure LSUB transition and the flight plan route. The departure runway is 23, squawk code 0553.
All right, clear to auto as filed, Verto 6 departure, also transition. Expect runway 23 and squawk 0553 for Air Canada 466.
Air Canada 466, that readback is correct. Information Papa current. Push and start at your discretion and call for taxi.
Call for taxi, Air Canada 466.
Jazz filed a flight to Raleigh Durham. Oakville 2 is not correct. It's going to be the Beats 2. Ooh, I'm getting hungry now. Felt my stomach growl. Got a whole whack of departures here. See how quickly I can get rid of them. Three of them are in a big rush to go. Wow. Yep. I'm just kind of over that hump now where you're getting into that afternoon people. People are showing up after school and whatever, after work, and they are ready to fly VATSIM. And I am ready to log off and go go have some lunch instead. I lost somebody. Who did I lose? I lost the Air Canada 412. Vanished there. He had a weird audio thing, so I think maybe his network connection was not as solid as other people's. His network connection is as solid as mine, apparently. Well, I'm going to give these guys 8 till the top of the hour. Top of the hour, I'm off.
And Air Canada 712 coming up, hotel, we're ready to go.
Air Canada 712, Toronto, contact me once you're airborne. The wind's 240 at 6, clear for takeoff, runway 23.
Fully airborne, clear takeoff 23, Air Canada 712.
Just reading now, FS Elite has published a article says we stand with Ukraine, and I was just thinking about that and how I've tried to go the entire stream without mentioning it because it's and it's not that I want to ignore what's happening in Ukraine, but I just sometimes a little escape from reality is kind of what we're all here for. But at the same time, like I do believe that we all need to speak out and make sure that the collective voice of free society is heard.
Center, Air Canada 940 with Papa, ready to go.
Air Canada 940, Toronto, runway 23. The information is Papa and the altimeter 2980. Taxi out Alpha Mike, Alpha Hotel, hold short 23.
Alright, Alpha Mike, Alpha to 23, Air Canada 940.
And Air Canada 712 is 1,300.
Air Canada 712 identified, climb flight level 230.
230, Air Canada 712.
One thing you can do, of course, if you want to use your simulation to help support people in Ukraine, is there are a number of developers that do have either that are fully based in Ukraine or have at least staff in Ukraine, and you could certainly purchase any of their airports to help support them in this time. And they may not be able to access their funds right away, but they obviously, wherever platform you purchase from will, what am I trying to say, will ensure, of course, that they do get their revenue whenever the world comes back to a slightly more normal sense of being. So, or you can just donate directly to the Red Cross, to any number of charitable organizations to help support people who are. There's, I believe I'd read that there's now estimated to be 1 million people have left their homes and have fled Ukraine across the border into the rest of Europe to try and just escape the madness. Air Canada 712, turn left direct Saver on course.
Direct Saver, Air Canada 712.
I can't even begin to imagine what people are going through. We've lived such a long, relatively peaceful era of history for 70 plus years now, and to see it kind of shattered and brought to an end is disheartening, troubling. It's you know, and even though it is not directly affecting a lot of us, I do feel like that the people of Ukraine are fighting for the rest of the world. And we may not necessarily be putting actions into words in terms of having their back, but it's definitely it definitely feels like it's waking the West out of their long-term stupor of just self-involvement. The Western society as a whole has become incredibly narcissistic, not just as individuals, but as a society as a whole, where everyone is just very focused on their own needs and their own country's needs without looking too far beyond their own borders, and it's very unfortunate. I wonder if they're even allowing comments on that article. The page is now closed for comments. There were 18 comments, but I can't even see them.
Toronto Center, Coach, the JetBlue. JetBlue 3801 requesting frequency to Washington. We have information, Papa.
JetBlue 3801 Toronto, good day. You're clear to Washington Dulles via the Regis 4 departure, Phillipsburg transition flight plan route. Departure runway is 23, squawk code 0506.
JetBlue 3801 clear to Washington Dallas, Vegas for departure, runway 23, squawk 0506.
JetBlue 3801, your readback is correct. Push back and start up at your discretion. Call when ready for taxi.
Push back at discretion and call you back for the taxi, JetBlue 3801.
Air Canada 466, ready for taxi to runway 23 with Papa.
Air Canada 466, Toronto, runway 23, information is Papa, altimeter 2980. Taxi Alpha Lima Alpha Hotel to hold short of 23.
All right, Alpha Lima Alpha Hotel and hold short runway 23 for Air Canada 466.
Toronto Center, very good afternoon. This is Delta 5081 with information Papa requesting I fire down to LaGuardia.
Delta 5081 Toronto, you're cleared to the LaGuardia Airport via Kepta to departure, Bumpa transition and flight plan route. Squawk code is departure runway is 23. Squawk code is 056
We're cleared out of here via the Kepta 2, Bumpa transition, then it's filed out of runway 23, and our squawk is 0563 for Delta 5081.
Delta 5081, the readback is all correct. Push back and start up at your discretion and call ready for taxi.
Roger, we'll call for taxi, Delta 5081.
Yeah, so Orbex has said that for those developers that are based in the Ukraine or have staff based in the Ukraine, 100% of the revenue on their store will be going directly to the developers. So Orbex for the month of March anyways is foregoing their markup, their commission, sales commission, whatever it is. I assume it's probably in the neighborhood of 30% in hopes of, and diverting all of the revenue from those products to the developers, which is really good to see. And more people kind of follow through with that. It's yeah. Also much for escaping reality. At some point, reality has to come crashing back down. It's an unfortunate thing, and would not, a lot of us don't deserve to escape that reality. We have been able to escape the reality of a harsh world for a very long time. All right, well that is 1800 Zulu. As much as I hate to leave these guys sort of in the lurch, I guess I could keep going for a little bit longer here. Since it suddenly is getting very busy in Toronto with departures. We went from nothing to 7 departures now. All right, we'll stick around for a little bit longer. I was a little bit disappointed with the traffic flow, and now, of course, now that the traffic's here, I should probably try to take more advantage of it. Let's have a look around here and see what this airport. Oops. Here. I'm not sure what's going on here. Something, I'd pressed something. I don't know what I pressed. I do it all the time. Oh, I know what it is. It's trying to focus on my aircraft.
Good afternoon, Toronto Center. It's Jazz 834 requesting for clearance to Raleigh.
Jazz 834. Good day. You're cleared to Raleigh via the Beats 2 departure, Erie transition, and flight plan route. Squawk code, depart runway 23, squawk code 0552. I don't know why I can't get this right today.
Clear to the Raleigh Airport via the Episode 2 departure, Erie transition, flight plan route, off runway 23, squawking 0552 for Jazz 834.
Jazz 834, very close, but we have to amend your departure procedure. It's the Beats 2 departure, Erie transition. That's Bravo, Echo, Tango, Echo, Sierra 2.
Oh, sorry, missed that. All right, it'll be the beach to departure theory transition for Jazz 834.
Jazz 834. Thanks. That readback is all correct information. Pop is current push and start at your discretion. Call ready for taxi. We had to amend that just because the Oakville 2 departure is for props only.
All right, got that. Thanks. I'll check that for the future. Ambush and start discussion, Jazz 834.
No worries. Air Canada 940 Toronto. Contact me once you're airborne. The winds 240 at 6. Clear for takeoff. Runway 23.
Clear for takeoff. Runway 23. Air Canada 940.
There we go.
Toronto Center, Air Canada 412.
Oh, still on block mode for some reason. Air Canada 412 Toronto.
Can we get the squawk code? Can we had a disconnection and lost it?
Air Canada 412, no problem. Your squawk code for this flight is 0544.
0544, thank you.
All right, let's. Why is this still locked in place here? Thought we turned off follow mode. And yet I cannot seem to turn the camera. No, for some reason it does not like me anymore. I don't know what I hit. I hit something that triggered.
Toronto Center Golf Yankee Romeo Whiskey.
And call in Toronto Center, say again the call sign.
Golf Yankee Romeo Whiskey.
Golf Yankee Romeo Whiskey Toronto.
Golf Yankee Romeo Whiskey Skyhawk Cessna 172 on at Oshawa ground, requesting flight VFR flight following Toronto City Center.
All right, Golf Yankee Romeo Whiskey Toronto. Let's see here, squawk code 1201, and it's going to be departure off runway 30 in Oshawa. Advise when you're ready to taxi.
We're ready to taxi and squawking 1201, runway 30 for departure. Golf Yankee Romeo Whiskey.
Golf Yankee Romeo Whiskey, thank you. The altimeter Oshawa 2979er, the winds are variable at 2 Cav OK. Taxi Bravo, cross runway 04 and hold short runway 30. 0405 now. Ah, it switched it, it's 05.
We got the weather, taxi via Bravo, and you mean cross runway 05, correct?
Sorry, Yankee Romeo Whiskey, cross 05. It used to be 04 a long time ago.
Gotcha. 05 and hold short 30, Yankee Romeo Whiskey.
Exec Jet 205 Toronto, you've left my airspace to the west. Minneapolis not online. Switch the en route frequency. Surveillance service terminates, and have yourself a good day.
Switching over to Unicom. Thanks for the service. Goodbye. Ciao.
Air Canada 466 holding short 23 on hotel.
Air Canada 466 Toronto, contact me airborne. The winds are 240 at 6. Clear for takeoff. Runway 23.
All right, cleared for takeoff runway 23. Air Canada 466. We'll call when airborne.
Center Air Canada 940 out of 2,500 for 5,000.
Air Canada 940 Toronto, thanks. Identified, climb 7,000.
Climb 7,000, Air Canada 940.
JetBlue 3801, request taxi.
JetBlue 3801 Toronto, just make sure the transponder's on, please.
Transporter on, sorry, JetBlue 3801.
JetBlue 3801, thank you very much. Information is Papa, runway 23, the altimeter 2980. Taxi out Alpha Kilo, Alpha Hotel.
JetBlue 3801, can you say again the taxiways, please?
JetBlue 3801, taxi Alpha Kilo, Alpha Hotel.
Taxi Alpha Kilo Alpha Hotel JetBlue 3801, thank you.
Air Canada 940, turn left, direct Dusum on course, climb 15,000.
Can I get the direct to again, please?
Air Canada 940, turn left, direct Dusum, Delta Uniform Sierra Oscar Mike.
Direct Dusum, Air Canada 940.
And Air Canada 940, climb 15,000.
Toronto Air Canada 412, lane 7, Delta, ready for taxi.
Air Canada 940, just confirm, climb 15,000.
Climb 15,000, Air Canada 940.
Air Canada 412, Toronto, runway 23, information is pop, altimeter 2980. Out lane 7, Alpha, short Alpha Kilo.
Lane 7, Alpha, Kilo, hold short, 23 and 290, is copy.
And Air Canada 412, negative, it's taxi out Alpha Lima Alpha and hold short of Alpha Kilo.
Alpha Lima Alpha, hold short, Alpha Kilo, copy.
You got it.
Air Canada 466, passing through 4,000 for 5,000, heading 245.
Air Canada 466, thanks, identified, climb 6,000, turn left, direct Saver on course.
All right, climb 6,000, direct Saver on course, Air Canada 466.
Toronto, good day, it's Air Canada 420 with Papa, IFR to Montreal.
And that's Air Canada 466. Air Canada 420, Toronto, good day. You're cleared to Montreal, dead key 4 departure, Miglo transition, flight plan route, departure runway is 2 tree and the squawk 05 4 tree.
Air Canada 420, clear to Montreal with the dead key 4, Miglo transition, we'll plan 23, squawking 05 4 tree, Air Canada 420.
Air Canada 420, that readback is all correct. Push start at your discretion. Call when ready for taxi.
Air Canada 420, we'll go.
And Delta 5081, information pop is requesting taxis 23.
Air Canada 466, climb flight level 230.
Flight level 230, Air Canada 466.
Delta 5081, Toronto, runway 23, information is now Quebec, altimeter 2978. Taxi lane 2, Alpha Tango, hold short of Alpha.
Alpha Tango, hold short Alpha, Delta 5081.
Air Canada 412, you see the JetBlue ahead there?
Airfam.
Air Canada 412, follow JetBlue, taxi Alpha Hotel.
Follow the JetBlue Alpha Hotel, copy. Air Canada 412.
Air Canada 940, continue climb, flight level 230.
Up to 230, Air Canada 940.
I lost this guy in Oshawa anyways. Well, I got enough stuff going on right now. Toronto suddenly got a little slamming here. Surprisingly slamming, but I'm enjoying it. It's good. It's what you're kind of waiting for the whole time. Here, I thought I was going to go have some lunch. And Delta 5081, as you roll up to Alpha, you should see 2 northbound Airbuses there. The second one is in Air Canada. Follow the Air Canada Airbus, taxi Alpha Hotel.
We'll follow the Air Canada taxi, Alpha Hotel for Delta 5081.
Thank you.
Toronto Center, Canada Air 3168, request.
Canada Air 3168, Toronto, go ahead.
Good afternoon. We are type Cessna 172 with information Mike at stand 169. Going to be on VFR flight to Charlie November Charlie 3 this afternoon. We're ready for taxi.
All right, Canada Air 3168, Toronto, squawk code 1270, plan runway 23 for departure.
Okay, squawk 1270 and plan for 23 for departure, Canada Air 3168.
Canada Air 3168, thank you. And you said you are ready taxi now?
Affirm.
Canada Air 3168, runway 23, information Quebec, altimeter 2978. Taxi lane 8 and Alpha Lima, Alpha, hold short of Alpha Kilo.
Okay, taxi 223 via Alpha Lima Alpha, hold short of Alpha Kilo for Canada Air 3168.
Once this whole rush kind of goes, I think that'll be my cue to exit stage right. And I should be handing this guy off to Boston. Air Canada 712, contact Boston Center now, 134.7, g'day. Air Canada 712, Toronto.
Toronto Center, Jazz 834 is ready to taxi to Pop.
And sorry, who's ready to taxi?
Jazz 834.
Jazz 834, I see you there on 11 Echo. All right, information, Quebec runway 23, the altimeter 2978. Taxi out Delta Tango, Delta, Alpha, short Alpha Kilo.
Alright, 23 via Delta Tango, Delta, Alpha Alpha Kilo, short for Jazz 834.
JetBlue 3801 Toronto. Contact me once you're airborne. The winds are 260 at 7, clear for takeoff, runway 23.
Okay, for takeoff runway 23, JetBlue 3801.
Air Canada 412, space permitting behind the departing JetBlue. Line up, runway 23.
After departing traffic, line up and wing, copy, India, Canada 412.
Canada Air 3168 Toronto, continue Alpha Hotel.
Okay, continue on Alpha to Alpha Hotel, Canada 3168.
Air Canada 940 Toronto, climb flight level 330.
Climb flight level 330, Air Canada 940.
Air Canada 466, climb flight level 310.
Climb to 310, Air Canada 466.
And Jazz 834 Toronto, just make sure the transponder's on, please.
Jazz 834, Roger.
There it is. Air Canada 412 Toronto, contact me once you're airborne. The winds are 260 at 7, clear for takeoff, runway 23.
Takeoff runway 23, copy, India, Canada 412, thank you.
Delta 5081, space permitting, line up runway 23 behind the departing 320.
We'll line up behind departing Air Canada for Delta 58.
And Toronto Center, Golf Yankee Romeo Whiskey, holding short 30, ready for departure.
JetBlue 3081 Toronto, say passing altitude.
JetBlue 3801, passing 3000.
JetBlue 3801 Toronto, thanks, identified. Climb 5000.
Climb 15000, JetBlue 3801.
Yankee Romeo Whiskey Toronto, left turn out Toronto City is approved. Report clearing the zone 5 miles southwest. Oshawa winds are calm, clear for takeoff, runway 30.
Left turn out, and we'll report clear of the zone, southwest. Clear takeoff 30, Golf Yankee Romeo Whiskey.
JetBlue 3081, turn left direct Dewsum on course.
Direct juicer on course left, JetBlue 2801.
Delta 5081 Toronto, contact me once you're airborne. Winds 260 at 7, clear for takeoff, runway 23.
We're clear for takeoff runway 23, and we'll contact on the airport for 5081.
Canada 412 is airborne, passing 2002.
Air Canada 412 Toronto, thanks, identified. Climb 5000 for now.
5000 for the stop climb, Air Canada 412, thank you.
Air Canada 412 at 3600, left turn direct Saver on course.
Left turn direct Saver and continue with the stop climb 5000, understand?
Correct.
Okay.
Air Canada 940 Toronto, you're clearing my airspace to the south. Cleveland is not online. Switch the en route frequency. Surveillance service terminates, and have a good day. Air Canada 940 Toronto, you leave my airspace to the south, your surveillance service terminates, switch to the en route frequency, and have a good day.
Over to en route. Thanks for the ATC, Air Canada 940.
See ya. Air Canada 412, climb 7,000.
7,000 is Air Canada football. And that's a 58-1 is 2,000.
Delta 5081 Toronto, thanks. Identified. Climb 5,000 for now, and maintain heading 245. I'll have a turn for you behind the traffic.
Up to 5,000, we'll maintain 245 for it. That's 58.
It's Golf Yankee Romeo Whiskey, right? Golf Yankee Romeo Whiskey. Golf Yankee Romeo Whiskey. All right, now I can put in a flight plan for him really quick. Set up as a Skyhawk. That's all that really matters at this point. Just gives me something to look at least. JetBlue 3801, climb flight level 230.
230, JetBlue 3801.
Air Canada 412, climb flight level 230.
230, understood. And it's 81, we're at 5,000.
Delta 5081, turn left direct saver on course and climb flight level 230.
Up to 230, we'll turn left direct on course for Delta 5081.
Toronto Center, Canada Air 3168, holding short 23 at hotel, ready for departure.
Canada 3168 Toronto, on departure, not above 1500, a right turn out towards Brampton's approved, and report clearing the zone to the northwest. Winds are 260 at 7, clear for takeoff runway 23.
Okay, right turn on departure, not above 1,500, clear for takeoff, runway 23, Canada Air 3168.
Who is handing me airplanes? Montreal Center. Oh, Jesus. I didn't even notice Montreal Center was online. How long has Montreal Center been online for? Oh, shoot. All right, so let's correlate this guy, and then we can accept it. All right. Yeah, and one of the pilots here is chatting with me and said it's good to see so many airplanes. He was on for 5 hours yesterday as a controller, and it never petered out because it's just the people are so happy to have this good scenery now, and it's not petering out now. It's getting busier than it was an hour ago. Really starting to get into this afternoon strain here. Jazz 834, continue taxi Alpha Hotel.
Continue taxi Alpha Hotel for Jazz 834.
Yeah, I'm just going to get these last couple guys out, and then I'm going to pull.
Toronto Center, very good. Lufthansa 470, heavy, flight level 380 with information, Quebec.
Lufthansa 470 heavy, Toronto, good day. Got this Morningstar here in North Bay.
Toronto Air Canada 420, lane 7, ready taxi.
Air Canada 420, Toronto, runway 23, information is Quebec, the altimeter 2978, taxi lane 7, Alpha Lima, Alpha, hold short Alpha Kilo.
Alpha Lima, Alpha, hold short Alpha Kilo for Air Canada 420, and we'll get Quebec here.
Toronto Center, Golf Yankee Romeo Whiskey, southwest of Oshawa, 2,500.
Golf Yankee Romeo Whiskey, thank you, Squawk Ident. And Yankee Romeo Whiskey, thanks, identified at 2,300. You can stay with me for flight following to city.
Roger that.
Somebody was looking for a clearance?
This Morningstar 7095 on the ground in North Bay, looking for clearance to Toronto Pearson.
Morningstar 7095 Toronto. let's see here. North Bay, I've got the winds 170 at 3, altimeter 2976. Looks like 8 miles in light snow and broken at 1500. Which runway are you planning for departure?
We will do runway 8 for departure, please.
Morningstar 7095, very good. You're cleared to Toronto via the North Bay 2 departure flight plan route. Depart runway 08, squawk code 0567.
Air Toronto via the North Bay 2 departure flight plan route. We'll squawk 0567 for Morningstar 7095.
Morningstar 7095, thanks. The readback is all correct. Your clearance is valid now. Cancelled if not, airborne by 1845 Zulu. And Morningstar 7095, if clearance is valid now, cancelled if not airborne by 1845 Zulu, and you can switch to the Unicom for the advisories. Call me this frequency airborne.
We'll move over to Unicom and call you in the air from Morningstar 7095. Thank you.
JetBlue 3801, continue climb flight level 390.
390, JetBlue 3801.
Air Canada 412, Toronto, proceed direct to Miglo on course and climb flight level 330.
Direct Miglo, and can we get a request at 290? Actually a little heavier than we expected.
Air Canada 412, climb flight level 290. I'll show that for the final.
Thank you.
Air Canada 420, continue taxi Alpha Hotel.
Continue taxi Alpha Hotel, Air Canada 420.
Let's see here. All right. Yankee Romeo Whiskey, Toronto. The city winds are showing 310 at 6, altimeter 2979. Plan runway 26.
So was that for Golf Yankee Romeo Whiskey?
Golf Yankee Romeo Whiskey, affirmative. City center winds are 310 at 6, the altimeter 2979, or you can plan on runway 26.
Runway 26, Golf Yankee Romeo Whiskey.
JetBlue 3801, Toronto. You leave my airspace to the south. Your surveillance service terminates. Switch to the en route frequency and have a good day.
JetBlue 3801, switch on Unicom. Thanks for GATC. Bye bye.
Delta 5801, Toronto. Climb flight level 350.
That's 5081, welcome to 350.
And Canada Air 3168, Toronto. You're leaving my airspace to the northwest. You can switch to the en route frequency. Surveillance service terminates and have a good day.
Over to 1228, Canada Air 3168.
Air Canada 466, just checking in. We're past top of descent. Just wanted to see if we're able.
Air Canada 466, Toronto. When ready to send flight level. When ready to send 8,000. The Ottawa altimeter is 2987.
All right, down to 8,000 for Air Canada 466. Thanks.
China Center, Jazz 834 is holding short 23 on hotel, ready for takeoff.
And Jazz 834, Toronto, contact once you're airborne. The winds are 260 at 7. You're clear for takeoff. Runway 23.
We'll call an airborne clear takeoff 23, Jazz 834.
One of those VATSIM days. Oh, I'm going to get out of here any minute now. It just ain't happening. It just ain't happening. Air Canada 466, plan runway 07 for Ottawa.
All right, planning for 07, Air Canada 466.
Yankee Romeo Whiskey, Toronto, cleared straight in, runway 26 at City.
Clear straight in, runway 26. There we go. Yankee Romeo Whiskey.
Toronto Center, Delta 338, follow 360.
Delta 338, Toronto, good day, squawk cadent. Delta 338, thanks, identified, flight level 360.
Toronto Air Canada 420, holding short 23 on hotel.
Air Canada 420, space permitting behind the departing CRJ, lineup runway 23.
Line up 23 behind the departing traffic, Air Canada 420.
All right, get these last couple planes turned on course, and that's it. I am going to pull the plug finally. It's been it's been about an hour since I started musing about pulling the plug, and it just turned into a zoo, which is great. Like it's a good thing. It's just funny how it's like it's always just about when you're ready to log off is when all of a sudden 8 pilots log on and all want your service. Never fails. Always the way it happens. That's him.
Toronto Center, Jazz 834 is climbing through 1,200.
Jazz 834 Toronto, identified, climb 15,000.
Climb 15,000, Jazz 834.
Air Canada 420 Toronto, contact me airborne. The wind's 260 at 7, clear for takeoff, runway 23.
We'll call when airborne and clear for takeoff 23, Air Canada 420. Lufthansa 470 ready for descent.
Lufthansa 470 Toronto, runway 24 right in Toronto, and the information is Quebec. When ready, descend, flight level 240.
24 right with Quebec, and when ready, descend, flight level 240, Lufthansa 470.
Jazz 834 Toronto, turn left direct at Dewsum on course. And I'm sorry, Jazz 834, turn left direct Oakville on course.
Block.
Jazz 834, turn left direct Oakville on course.
Turn left direct Oakville for Jazz 834.
Blocked.
Toronto Air Canada 420 climbing through 2,545.
Inbound Yankee Mike Oscar level 370.
Air Canada 420 Toronto, identified, climb 5,000 for now.
Climb 5,000, Air Canada 420.
And somebody else is calling there, say again?
Yeah, WestJet 564, we are inbound Yankee Mike Oscar level 370.
WestJet 654 Toronto, squawk code 0545.
Squawking 0545, WestJet 564.
Toronto Center, Morningstar 7095 through 2000.
Morningstar 7095 Toronto, squawk ident.
Ident 7095.
Morningstar 7095, thank you. Identified, climb 6,000.
Climb 6,000, Morningstar 7095.
Air Canada 466, contact Montreal now, 128.77, good day.
128.77, g'day, Air Canada 466.
Air Canada 420, climb 7,000, turn left direct Saver on course.
Climb 7,000, left direct Saver on course, Air Canada 420.
No, I hit the wrong line. Ugh. Oh, no, I didn't hit the wrong line. Oh, good. WestJet 564 Toronto, identified flight level 370. Welcome. I think I did. WestJet 564, identified flight level 370. Welcome.
Yeah, thank you, sir. WestJet 564.
Jazz 834, climb flight level 230.
Climb flight level 230, Jazz 834.
Golf Yankee Romeo Whiskey. The city winds are 310 at 6, clear to land, runway 26.
Clear to land 26, Yankee Romeo Whiskey.
Air Canada 420, continue climb flight level 230.
Climb flight level 230, Air Canada 420.
Morningstar 7095 Toronto, proceed direct Amoeba on course.
Direct Amoeba on course, Morningstar 7095.
Delta 5081, contact Boston Center 134.7. See ya.
134.7.
And Delta 5081 is a little broken up on the readback. Confirm 134.7 for Boston.
134.7 for Delta 5081.
Delta 5081, Raj.
Toronto Center, United 638 with you.
United 638, Toronto.
United 638 at gate 204 with Quebec, IFR for Boston.
United 638, Toronto. Hello, you're cleared to Boston via the kept at 2 departure, bump at transition, and flight plan route. Departure runway is 23, squawk code 0562.
Cleared to Boston Logan via the kept at 2 bump transition. Then route as filed, and altitude climb by the SID. Frequency with you and squawk 0562, United 638.
United 638, the readback is all correct. Information in Toronto is Quebec. Push back and start up at your discretion and call when ready for taxi.
Approved for pushback and start, and we'll contact for taxi, United 638.
Jazz 834, Toronto, continue climb, flight level 340.
Continue climb, level 340, Jazz 834.
Toronto Centre, good afternoon. Virgin 43 descending through 15,000, 15,000.
Virgin 43 Heavy, Toronto, Squawkadent. Virgin 43 Heavy, Toronto, thanks. Identified through 14,400, descend 11,000. Toronto information is Quebec, and the altimeter is 2978. Runway 24 right.
Okay, we'll descend to 11,000, 11,000. We'll grab information Quebec, 2978. And we'll expect 24 right for Virgin 43.
Air Canada 420, proceed direct Miglo on course, climb flight level 270.
Direct Miglo on course, climb flight level 270, Air Canada 420.
Lufthansa 470 Heavy, Toronto, continue descent 8,000, altimeter Toronto 2978.
8,000, 2978, Lufthansa 470 Heavy.
Air Canada 412, contact Montreal Center now, 128.77. Good day.
128.77, we'll see you, thank you.
It is just nonstop. I'm thinking about leaving, but the one of my fellow controllers said he was just going to go walk his dogs and then come back and control. So I'm just kind of leaning towards maybe we'll just control. We'll just keep this service going until he gets back, and then just keep it the whole way. Keep the controls the whole way, because we got 3 inbounds now. Still got this guy hanging out here. I don't know when he's ever going to get back online. He's going to regret the fact he forgot to log off VATSIM at some point. Nope. Still going 51 knots. Brakes, brakes, brakes. Brakes. Not going to make foxtrot. Yankee Romeo Whiskey, welcome to City Center. Turn right on Echo, Taxi Bravo, and apron at your discretion. Have a good day.
Echo Bravo, taxi at apron my discretion, Yankee Romeo Whiskey.
Jazz 834 Toronto, you're about to leave my airspace to the south. Cleveland's not online. Switch to the on-route frequency and surveillance service terminates. Good day.
Jazz 834 going to Unicom. Have a good day.
Should I make a break for it? Or should I
Toronto
just
Center,
wait?
citation November 733 Sierra Kilo over Lake Ontario, flight level 430.
And citation 733 Sierra Kilo Toronto. Hello, squawk ident, please. Finding the ident button. Where's the ident button? No. I didn't think I'd still be here for this Lufthansa guy, but now that he's so close, I hate to kind of abandon him at the last minute. But boy, you got a busy day in Toronto now. Toronto is now a happening airport with all the scenery going on these days. Number 733 Sierra Kilo Toronto, identified flight level 430. Welcome. Virgin 43 Heavy Toronto. Proceed direct Mayrod, descend 8,000.
Proceed direct Mayrod and descend 8,000 for Virgin 43.
Get him a shortcut. If I'm going to get these, if I'm going to stay here, then I'm going to make sure these guys get in quick. Lufthansa 470 Heavy, proceed direct Amalu.
Proceed direct Amalu for Lufthansa 470.
Cool, cool. All right, I'm just about ready to give up on this whole thing. Boy, this is a lot longer than I expected to be on for. I thought I was going to log off over an hour ago. If I can make it through 15 more minutes.
United 638 is ready for taxi.
United 638 Toronto, runway 23 information is Quebec and the altimeter 2978. Taxi out Delta Romeo, Delta, Alpha, and Hotel. Hold short 23.
Taxi for runway 23 via Delta Romeo, Delta, Alpha, Hotel, and hold short, United 638.
Oh, Lufthansa. Morningstar 7095. Information in Toronto is Quebec, and you can plan runway 24 right at this point.
We'll plan 24 right and pick up Quebec when we can. Morningstar 7095, thank you.
And Morningstar 7095, where were you parking at Toronto? Were you heading to Vista or FedEx at all?
That'll be FedEx ramp for 7095.
Morningstar 7095, scratch that, then plan runway 23 for arrival.
23, thank you very much. Morris 785.
Virgin 43 Heavy, descend 4,000.
Send 4,000, Virgin 43 Heavy.
Virgin 43 Heavy, after Mayrod, just continue present heading vectors for the ILS 248.
After Mayrod, we'll continue on present heading for the vectors to 248. Thanks so much, Virgin 43.
Oh well, whatever. See, and I figured like where he was parked, it was weird. Like he did not look like he was conforming to any gates, and then he kind of pushed back from where he was, so his scenery was not even close to reality there in Toronto. It's like he had the old Terminal 2 or something pulled up still. Whatever, no big deal. All right, 330, heavy 330. He should be able to get down. I'll widen him out if I need to. I don't think we're going to need to, though. Yes, he thought he found the transponder button, but it's not working, so the joys of simming. Oh, Lord. Yeah, he's Virgin 43 is going to be down in plenty of time here. I would love to stay on. Like now at this point, it's about 10 minutes till the other controller said he's going to be back. So I'm just going to just carry on for 10 more minutes. Then I'm going to have lunch. But I'm going to hand the control off to somebody else. So Toronto will just have continuous control because there's just so many airplanes in here doing stuff. There's a lot of arrivals kind of getting sequenced. So it's, I hate to leave people in the lurch. United 638, you can take the next right turn there to exit the ramp and taxi Alpha Hotel.
Affirmative. We'll go right here in an Alpha Hotel. Thank you. United 638.
I was worried about whether Virgin or Lufthansa was going to get there first, but it's obvious that Virgin is making a huge headway here. Also, Lufthansa is into that wind, and that's a severe wind these days. It's always like 100 knots out of the west. The last like couple of weeks, it's been 100 knots out of the west at altitude, 100 as high as like 160. So it makes a huge difference you see between eastbound and westbound aircraft. Like this eastbound Air Canada bus, 470 knots. It's not a whole lot of extra wind, but like I've seen like people indicating 630. This guy going westbound is only doing 370. Yeah, I've seen some pretty crazy winds. There he is. He made it down to 4,000. Good, good, good. He did make it down. I was worried, being a heavy bus, he might not make it down, but he made it down just fine. No problemo. And the donkey is that how you're supposed to say it? The donkey. Sometimes trying to pronounce Twitch handles is hilarious. I just watched a tweet on Twitch. And I parked in my sim just to follow live. Well, and I'm glad you're enjoying it. It's like I found like when I started the first couple times I did, I used to just do it like for major events like across the pond, and people loved it so much that I started doing it more and more. Like I just love doing this. I love talking about it. So I'd love to kind of entertain people with kind of seeing the other side of the scope, seeing what we see as controllers, how much traffic we've got. Some days it's busy, some days it's really not, you know, and it's hit or miss. It's just the way it is in VATSIM. Toronto is now going to be a hit for at least a while because of that FlyTampa and that Reg Scenery Designs, whatever they're called, that all these Toronto sceneries released all at once. Toronto's going to be a hit for a while. I know I want to fly Toronto a little bit, so. Parked under tailspan. The donkey. Yeah, you're just trying to find a way to spell it that's not already taken by somebody else. So love it. Virgin 43 Heavy, fly heading 340.
heading 340, Virgin 43 heavy.
Virgin 43 heavy and descend 3,000.
And descending 3,000 feet, Virgin 43 heavy.
I should have said that. My bad. Lufthansa 470 heavy, descend 6,000.
Descend 6,000, Lufthansa 470 heavy.
Hopefully he'll start slowing up here shortly. It's still, even though he's trucking in at 270, this guy's doing 170, 160 now. I don't think he's gonna catch up. We've got 30 miles, 33 miles, yeah. It's a 3-minute PTL, not a 3-mile PTL. Just waiting for the exact right moment. Virgin 43 heavy, turn left heading 270 to intercept, cleared ILS 24 right.
Turn left heading 270 to intercept and cleared ILS 24 right, Virgin 43 heavy.
Air Canada 420, contact Montreal Center now, 128.77, good day.
12877, Air Canada 420, have a good day, thanks.
There's my morning star, he's still trucking along. It's in a caravan, so it's a long flight down from North Bay if you're in a caravan. Got Nat Oceanic today too. We got a lot of ATC online here today. We got 1,266 connections to the network right now, 1,000 pilots, 114 controllers online. That's pretty good when you consider it. Like, and that's generally seems to be the ratio that sort of always gets maintained on VATSIM, more or less, is generally about 10 to 1, 10 pilots to every 1 controller. It's generally the ratio that seems to happen. It's not always a given, and of course it does vary, but it seems to be about the balance point. And it's a good balance point. Like every controller can handle about 5 airplanes or about 10 airplanes without too much issue. So it's a good balance point to have. Lufthansa 470 heavy, descend 4,000 at Amalu, track the localizer inbound.
Descend 4,000 at Amalu, clear to track localizer 27 to right, Lufthansa 470 heavy.
Roger. I don't know why these automated handoffs to Montreal are not working today, but they're not. Delta 338 Toronto, you're about to leave my airspace to the west. Minneapolis is not online. Switch the en route frequency. Surveillance service terminates. Have a great day. WestJet 564, contact Montreal Center now on 128.77.
12877, WestJet 564. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.
Take care. Delta 338 Toronto. Virgin 43 Heavy Toronto, the winds are 260 at 7. You're clear to land, runway 24 right.
24 right, clear to land, Virgin 43 heavy.
Delta 338 Toronto.
United 638 holding short on hotel for runway 23.
United 638 Toronto, contact once you're airborne. The winds are 260 at 7, clear for takeoff, runway 23.
Clear for takeoff, runway 23, United 638.
All right, it's definitely quieted down again a little bit here, which is kind of nice. Just waiting for my relief controller, who said he would be back anytime now. And I would love to just keep the continuous service going, so. But that being said, I'm not going to wait around probably more than another 5 minutes. If he's not here within the next 5 minutes, pull the plug on it and let him pick up the pieces where they lie. Because I just can't, I've got to get out of here. I was going to get out of here over an hour ago. Lufthansa 470. Leave 4000 on the glide slope. You're cleared the ILS, runway 24 right.
Did I list for right of the 24 correction for Sudbury?
Virgin 43, welcome to Toronto. Right turn on Charlie 2 if you got it, and do you have a gate assigned?
No gate assigned, and we'll take this right on Charlie 2, Virgin 43 Heavy.
Virgin 43 Heavy, roger. Taxi Charlie 2, Delta, Alpha, and Alpha Kilo. Let's make it Charlie 35 for you. Oh, and he's got Alpha. And Virgin 43, I see you've actually got Alpha there, so okay, taxi straight up Alpha, right turn on Alpha Kilo for gate Charlie 35.
United 638 climbing through 1,800.
United 638 Toronto, identified, climb flight level 230.
Up to 230, United 638.
United 638, turn left, direct Saver on course.
Direct Saver on course, United 638.
I did not think I'd be here long enough to watch Lufthansa land. That was not the plan.
Toronto Center, Canada Air 3168, 3,500 inbound to Pearson, full stop.
Canada Air 3168 Toronto Center, squawk code 1231.
Okay, squawk 1231 for Canada Air 3168. We also have information Quebec.
Canada Air 3168 Toronto, thanks. I show you about 10 miles northwest of Toronto. Where are you parking on the field?
We're going to stand 169.
Canada Air 3168, runway 24 right then, and the altimeter Toronto is 2978. You can join a right base for 24 right. I have 747 heavy traffic on a straight-in final about 10 miles out, so start looking for them. You'll be number 2 to them.
Okay, we'll plan to enter right downwind for 24 right, Canada Air 3168.
Lufthansa 470 Heavy Toronto, the wind's 260 at 7. You're clear to land, runway 24 right.
Good fine, 24 right, Lufthansa 470 Heavy.
Don't have too many aircraft left in my space here. Helps him spot this guy turning this guy on final. 172 behind a 47 is going to need 6 miles in trail.
China Center, hello again, Golf Yankee, Romeo Whiskey, China City Center,
Golf Yankee, Romeo Whiskey, Toronto. Go ahead, say intentions.
Golf Romeo, Golf Yankee, Romeo Whiskey, Skyhawk Cessna 172, requesting via VFR flight following back to Oshawa.
Golf Yankee Romeo Whiskey Toronto City winds are 310 at 6, altimeter 2979, runway 26, and squawk code 0572.
Two niner, 79er, runway 26 for departure, squawking 0572, and we're ready for taxi, Golf Yankee Romeo Whiskey.
Yankee Romeo Whiskey, thank you. Taxi runway 26 via Charlie Delta.
Charlie Delta 26, Yankee Romeo Whiskey.
And Canada Air 3168. If you pick up an easterly heading, you should see the 747 coming up to about a 6 mile final now.
Affirm, we'll make a left-hand turn, Canada Air 3168. Toronto Center, Canada 3168. We have the traffic in sight.
Canada 3168, caution possible wake turbulence behind the 747-8, and you're number 2 to that traffic.
Affirm, number 2 to the traffic, Canada 3168.
United 638, continue climb, flight level 330.
Up to flight level 330 for United 638.
Virgin 043, you're on the block here, Charlie 75. Thanks for your ATC, my friend.
Virgin 43, no problem. Have yourself a great day. We'll see you next time. Hammond. United 638, contact Boston Center now, 134.7.
Over to Boston 34-7 for United 638. Thanks a lot. Have a good day.
See ya. All right, just get this Lufthansa taxiing, get this guy to land, and I'm out. It's been fun though, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. This was
Center, Singapore, 24 heavy, flight level 390. We're 84 miles northwest of the Sierra Mike VOR.
Singapore 24 heavy, Toronto, squawk code 0503.
squawk 0503 for Singapore 24.
Yeah, so it's been fun, lots of fun, guys. Like, this was way busier than I thought it was going to be. Although I did kind of have a hint that it was going to be pretty busy because of the whole FlyTampa scenery release, and it sort of did play out. So it's good to see that people are back to flying to Toronto because it's got good scenery at long last, and I am excited to do it too.
Whiskey ready for departure, holding short to
Yankee Romeo Whiskey Toronto left, turn out, track the shoreline eastbound, not above 2,000. The winds are 3106, clear for takeoff 26.
left turn out for the shoreline and not above 2,000. Clear takeoff to 6. Yankee Romeo Whiskey.
Singapore 24 Heavy Toronto identified, flight level 390.
Identified.
And Lufthansa's gone. Canadair 3168, the Heavy 747 has vanished into thin air. The winds are 2607. You're clear to land, runway 24 right. Caution possible wake turbulence.
Okay, don't see any wreckage there, so it looks like we're good to go. So clear to land, runway 24 right, Canadair 3168.
Good times. All right. And for Morningstar 7095 and Singapore 24, I have got to shut down now. There will probably be another Toronto controller showing up in the next little while. I was trying to wait him out, but he's not here yet. So for now, switch to the en route frequency and just monitor your chat channels. You'll probably see Toronto come back again.
All right, we'll look out for him. Singapore 24, thanks. Bye.
Unicom, have a good one. Morningstar 7095.
See ya. Canadair 3168, same for you. Over to Unicom 122 decimal late. You may see another Toronto controller pop up anytime now, but otherwise enjoy the rest of your landing, and we'll see you next time.
All right, thanks for your help, Canadair 3168.
And for anyone else who is on Toronto Center frequency, Toronto Center is now closed. Switch to the Unicom 122 decimal late, and a good day to all. And that's it for me, guys. I am done. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. It was tons of fun for me, but wow, that goes on so much longer than you always think it's going to. But please stay safe, stay healthy, and hope for a more peaceful world in the future. That's all I can say at this point. A little disappointing in this world that we're in right now, but try to continue bringing you something, at least a little bit of a lifetime distraction here every once in a while on VATSIM. In the meantime, I'll see you guys out there on the friendly VATSIM skies, and have a great afternoon.